Oh no. Mamma mia.
Trying to make sure I don't have my camera too bright.
Your camera looks great. You look fantastic.
Thanks.
You look
Thanks.
better than anything. Oh, fuck. Move your head. Up. I did it. I fucking did it.
You broke it?
Yep.
We'll watch perfectly.
All right. Now we're getting somewhere. Mamma mia, pizzeria. Give me the formulae. Yeah, drop the link in the Discord chat. What you think about that?
I think I'm a cat. That's what I think about that.
I'm a cat. I'm a cat. I think I'm a cat.
A cat in a hat with a baseball bat.
Hey. Welcome, concurrent viewers, for our
concurrent viewers.
Hear ye, concurrent viewers.
What's up? What's up?
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
What the fuck is up, Denny's?
Hello, Denny's. Hello, John Denny'sman. There he is the man of the hour. A-L-E-C. That's the man I like to see in our YouTube chat. Hey, what do you think about that?
Everybody hear us okay?
Yeah, checking
Alec?
levels.
That's a cool smiley face you did there.
And that's pretty cool. He's got glasses on. Yeah,
over.
He's got cool glasses on. I like that.
Are those blue light filtering?
Oh, I like that. Is there a way? I feel like we need some type. Is there some like DMCA free background tunes we can put on?
Hey, my voice should be good now.
Yeah, you sound great.
That's the good mic. It had reverted my mic to my headset.
You sound fucking gorgeous. You sound like a god. An Adonis. Yeah, this is gonna be the worst stream yet.
It started out that way.
It's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, I'm ready. This
Literally,
is like Weathered's approach to marketing ourselves. Hey, we suck.
Takes so hot that you'll leave burnt and blistered. A terrible time is guaranteed.
Yeah, welcome to hell.
Welcome to hell.
I do like the breadth of bands we have here.
Oh yeah, we went deep and wide.
I think just the collection is gonna make somebody mad.
Hey, did you hear everyone in the Discords?
I did.
Both Discords, 3 Discords, 4 Discords?
2.
Discord, Datcord.
I'll do more.
Yeah, drop it in Trash Mountain.
What's that?
Spencer's Discord.
Oh.
Dookie Stamina.
Your stream.
My stream. Your stream. Yeah, we're just getting...
God, this album rules, dude.
We're just fucking, we're just getting into the zone right now.
Spoiler alert. This album rules.
DMCA free background music.
Just play our own band's music.
We don't have. Do we have enough of that? Something's gonna happen if we do that. Somebody's gonna DMCA one of our own bands.
Yeah, that's actually.
Let's see. Lo-fi chilled beats. That sounds perfect.
For Twitch streamers.
We're on YouTube, so do you think it'll work? Yeah, we'll just put it a little low in the background. Listen to this thunder noise. Oh, that's really loud, actually.
I'm not going to be able to hear because I have
way louder than I want.
I trust the lo-fi.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to get DMCA'd. So, what if it was just a DMCA trigger?
Yeah, it's just a trap.
Yeah. They're like, you're
let's make DMCA entrapment music.
Like we told you nothing would happen, and then it did.
Just sue the shit out of people that stream for like 2 viewers.
Yeah, that's just
That's the
reach a
path to
perfect
money.
niche, you know? Yeah, that sounds brilliant, actually. So where's everybody at? F's in the chat.
I mean, I see 5 here.
Yeah, that's
pretty. That's
5
popping
too
off.
many. All right. So I think we give it a couple minutes just to kind of, hash things out, and then we'll get started on this absolute fucking hellscape that we've created for your viewing
How is
displeasure.
everybody?
Yeah, how's it hanging?
What's up in the chat? Where's Idiot Who Edits?
Yeah.
I missed them.
Yeah, we need dedicated people. Where's our dedicated fan base?
Yeah, we're the people we pay.
Yeah, where's that? What's our money worth anyway?
What is our money worth?
What is my mommy worth? There he is. There he is. B's in the chat.
Hell
B's,
yeah.
I mean boys.
Yeah. No bitches allowed.
Let's see. I'm giving this till about 7:10 to just let the,
This is our treehouse.
This is our treehouse, and
This is the treehouse for the boys.
2 people left when you said that.
Dudes rock. Everybody left.
Yeah, it's the this is the cool people's channel. I say it convincingly.
What if you said that at the beginning of a show?
Hello.
No bitches allowed.
Hello.
This is the boys' chant.
Hello, boys in the pit. Boys in the pit. Boys in the yard. Boys at the bar. Boys here for my milkshake. Oh
make a
yeah.
Boys to Men reference, but
There we go. We're getting somewhere. Now we've got boys in the chat.
Oh,
we got
hell
3
yeah.
boys guaranteed. Count
Let's get
'em,
some girls in the
3.
chat.
All right.
I was kidding.
This is your last chance. Yeah, I said that, and then we got one more viewer. They knew it
This
was
is your
their
last chance
chance.
to shake
This
your
is
ass.
your last chance to shake your ass. Hey, what's up? LM1289 in the chat. Hey. Aye.
Welcome.
Welcome. You're just in time. We're giving it about 2 more minutes before we get cranking.
And we're going to crank.
By cranking, I mean they're going to turn off the stream.
Maybe if we stop joking about like no girls allowed and ending the stream and like
And
that we're gonna
masturbating in
make
front
you
of the
mad.
camera.
Yeah. Maybe people will actually like stick around. That's probably a good idea. Hey, we're really happy that you're here.
Yeah, we're honestly, we're blessed for you to witness this curse. Yeah, now we're really getting somewhere. Now we're truly popping off.
Oh, oh man, man, are
Hashtag
we
blessed
popping?
in the chat? Blessed
Man,
in
it's
the
a great
chat.
day for it to be a Friday.
It's a great.
It would be a
Thursday
great
to
day
be a
if it was Friday. Yeah.
It's my Friday because I got a doctor's appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? Shout out to healthcare. Healthcare in the chat. All right. All right. It's 7:09. I swear, I'm giving it till 7:10, and then
Yeah,
we will wait no
commitment.
longer.
We made a commitment to start, and we have a commitment to excellence.
That's
Those are our corporate values.
Yeah, that's our mission statement. Yeah, this is the best 4th of July yet. Just when you thought 4th of July's couldn't get any better.
Just when you thought 4th of July was over, it's 4th of July again. All right. Hey, 7:10, and we got 10 people in the chat.
Yeah, see? You're just in time. 10 people,
Hell yeah.
10 minutes.
11 people in the
Let's
chat.
get cracking.
Oh, they're
All
pouring
right.
in now.
Yeah,
it's
they,
like
they
an
knew it was
anthill.
happening. See? I told you so. I
You
fucking
knew.
said so. It's
We did the
wisdom,
analytics.
baby. All right, we're popping off with the post-hardcore tier list. I'm going to preface all of this with this. I do not hold any of the views that we may be about to project in this chat. It's going to be the most chaotic tier list yet. And I apologize in advance, but also, I'm not sorry. Let's fucking go. We're going to start it off.
We're not sorry. No one knows what this genre definition means.
Yeah, we fielded dozens, maybe even hundreds of people coming before you today, and this is what we landed on. So
yeah,
blame them, not us.
That's right. We're just the messenger.
We're starting it off with Beloved. I don't know if they're post-hardcore, but they got a sing-o and they got a screamo, so it works for me.
What's chat think about Beloved?
Yeah, what is it? Beloved's in the chat.
Before we state our opinions, what do you guys? Where are we at?
So I will say right now that they're like a quote unquote hometown hero band. Yes, Sergio, we are gonna fucking fight tonight. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm ready to light fires all over this motherfucker. Yeah, that's exactly. But this is as you'll see right here. This list represents every band that has ever been called post-hardcore on an internet music board. And here's a disclaimer that we take no responsibility for any injuries caused by this list.
We should just, every time someone says a band's not post-hardcore, just go to the Wikipedia article and show that it somewhere in there says the word
somebody put it there. Yeah, Beloved. I don't know actually genre-wise what I would call Beloved. They have breakdowns, but they have a lot of like super rockin' singing parts. So that they had choruses, they had mosh riffs, they had Joe Mustin of Advent fame, and they're like a hometown hero band for us. Shh, Sergio, no one needs to know. Everyone just got here. Beloved. Yeah, Beloved's a really fucking good band that put out a really fucking good album. I enjoy them very much. And again, how deep do we want to take this, Adam? Do we want to start talking about their impact on the genre of post-hardcore? Or do you think that's going a little too in-depth? Do you want to talk about some of your background with the band, Beloved? How do they make you feel?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
Yeah, how do they make you feel? I'm gonna approach this chat like a therapist.
They're not like the saddest band in the world. They don't really provoke like that feeling. I almost think they're more hype to me.
Yeah, Death to Traitors has like I'm breaking into like a prison vibes.
Yeah, they definitely they're pretty high energy.
Yeah,
I mean most of the bands on this list are, but like they're not like I feel like a lot of the bands came after them just did the sad thing.
Yeah, and they were just kind of like they were ready to rock. They were real rock and rollers.
They were like the most rock and roll. Yeah, they were the most classic rock post-hardcore band. We're just gonna pull.
That's the
pull it out of our
first take of the night. Beloved is the most classic rock post-hardcore band. Do you want to drop that hot take?
They just have real rockin' attitudes.
Yeah. Do you want to give us that hot take in live view?
Yeah. I just said it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let's. But where are we putting them?
I agree with Jordan.
Yeah, I think we can roll with A tier. They don't have enough of an output really to go much higher.
Yeah. The discography it's not weak, but it's not big. So.
Yeah, it's so all right. We're starting strong with an A tier.
But they were highly influential. Like I think we were talking about it earlier, but like their band's band, I would say like a lot of bands were inspired by them.
A band's band for sure.
Yeah, and I mean they came out pretty early on. I mean this album, Failure On, was like 2002, 2003.
Yeah, it was rather early on.
So right after Thursday, right before all of the
and notably heavier than a lot of those bands.
Yeah, they definitely brought the metal energy much more than like Thursday.
They had a lot of like actual hardcore energy in their post-hardcore, if we want to call them that. Cyberpunk synthwave tier list when? If somebody wants to hit me with a long list of bands that sound exactly like that, you can drop that in our inbox because I would enjoy that on a personal level. Because I don't know how far my knowledge of that extends after like the midnight and
Songs to hack your
Kavinsky.
IoT fridge too.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, so we're going to get deep into the hot takes. The next band on our list is none other than post-hardcore legends Drop Dead Gorgeous. So if anybody has any takes on DDG, not to be confused with DGD, then drop your Drop Dead Gorgeous takes in the chat. I will say personally, I did not expect Drop Dead fucking Gorgeous to become one of the most inspirational bands of the past like 4 years in quote unquote modern hardcore.
Was not calling that.
No, that was not on my 5-year plan musical bingo list. That there would be bands playing it. This is hardcore, and they're like, yeah, we really went for that Drop Dead Gorgeous vibe.
Literally every band that's doing that right now does it so much better than them.
It's true. This is not a dig on any bands that are just rolling panic chord breakdowns the entire time. But
this was a discussion on Twitter actually.
Oh, the panic chord discussion.
The panic. Yeah. What do you guys call? Hold on. What do you guys call these?
So I always grew up calling them dissonant chords, but I actually like the phrase panic chord.
I call them dissonant chords too, but I also like the phrase panic chord. It is much more accurate.
Yeah, it makes me
feel like in the context of like the kind of music that
makes me feel a little crazy. Yeah, I like neener as well.
Yeah, neeners. I feel like a neener is when you like pick the chord. When you go nee 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 nee.
Uh-huh. I like that we got all these neener.
I think neeners was a local to NC like
was
more
it,
than
though?
anything. I feel like everyone else calls them. Drop Dead Gorgeous had the piano intro song. And it was like
yeah, that was just that was.
They were just like
we'll drop that one.
They
on
were
the
like
channel later.
Sass.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were sassy, but not like Blood Brothers sassy.
Yeah, it's neeners with the silent K. I think that's probably the best thing to call them.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. All right. Yeah, so now where do we put Drop Dead Gorgeous in the tier list?
We're talking about Drop Dead Gorgeous. Not necessarily the album, but I mean, that was like the only album. In Vogue was the only thing.
Yeah,
they
they put out another full length after that.
It feels like that's
yeah, we're on Drop Dead Gorgeous right now. Again, I'm not saying they are or they aren't post-hardcore for anyone who just entered the chat. This is not for me to be the judge. I never said that this was a, scholarly discussion. I don't have any citations for this.
This is mostly just feelings.
Yeah, feelings. All right. But where would we put Drop Dead Gorgeous in the tier list? Because we've got do we want to do like we did last time and kind of drop them into the middle?
I like the dynamic tier list.
Yeah, the moving tier list.
I don't know if they go higher than a C.
Yeah, I have trouble putting them higher than a C too.
I think every band that's done their sound
has done it better. Yeah.
I say start at a C and maybe they get pushed down.
We've got an extra fun one next. So let's just drop Dead Gorgeous right into C. And next up, it's everyone's favorite weird, like fake horror punk sex cult leading band, Aiden. A band that lots of people surely liked seriously.
Yes. Eye makeup and candelabras. That's what I think of.
I love plenty of bands that do exactly that, and they did not fall into that for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So tell me about Aiden. How much time have you spent with them? Critically? Have you spent a lot of critical time with Aiden?
I mean, I've listened to their first album a decent amount, probably 10, 15 times over the years. The singles a little bit more than that. They have some catchy moments, but overall they're pretty trash.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. I didn't want to say it.
The
I don't wanna be the-
vocals,
Yeah.
really kill it.
I hate it. I don't like
the
them as a
vocals
band.
really kill it.
I didn't like them when they were popular, and I don't like them now. And they're pretty much specifically on this list to drop into the trash can. So unless you feel there's more warranted discussion, if anyone wants to argue on behalf of Aiden in the chat, by all means, speak now or forever hold your peace. I say that even though we'll probably move shit around all night. I don't really care.
Maybe Sergio thought we were going to put Aiden in A tier, and that's why he said he was going to fight us.
I'm ready to
Wait,
fight
did Sergio
everybody.
say he was going to fight us, or did he just say LMA
Sergio
and
said he was
Papa
ready
Roach?
for fights.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know. We might. He said we, so I don't know if he was fighting with us or fighting against us.
Maybe he's fighting himself. I against
We're all
Stylish.
fighting ourselves a little
Shout
bit.
out Bad Brains.
Post-hardcore.
Yeah, Bad Brains.
All right,
Hardcore.
straight to D, baby. All right, now we're getting into the hot. Yeah, see, Peyton gets it. Peyton knows exactly what we were going for here. Peyton called us from day one. Yeah. All right. Okay. Mamma mia.
All right, let's get a little
Let's
zoom
get into one of the hot ones. I love the number 12 Looks Like You. Are they post-hardcore? I don't know, but they're on the list.
I wouldn't call them that, but
I
someone
definitely
has
wouldn't
called
either,
them that
but
once.
Others did. So yeah. I think
I know a lot of people like this band a lot.
I
haven't
love
spent as
them.
much time with them as you have. I know the first thing I remember about them was I was like, why are they playing metal riffs with clean guitar tone?
Oh yeah.
That
They're
was like the first thing I ever thought when I listened to them.
yeah, they're proggy. Post grindcore is a really good term. I like that. I really like their like old stuff. They got a little screamo in there. They had a little screamo in their jeans.
Prog metal, that could work too, yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
think
could
I
be a
agree with
little
Alec.
proggy.
They got a little post-hardcore. They got enough to be
Yeah.
on the list.
They got enough post-hardcore to be on the list. They're post something.
What if this whole stream was just us deciding what post-hardcore was instead of...
Yeah,
ranking
that's what we
bands?
need to get rid of all the tiers and just put yes, no.
Yeah.
And we
use
only
this
put
emo.com.
Papa Roach in yes, and we put every other band in no.
Hell yeah.
Post-hardcore innovators, Papa Roach. Yeah, I think we've got a lot of positive vibes towards the number 12 in the chat, and they're so
Yeah.
much better than so many other bands on this list, but maybe not post-hardcore, so I don't think S is the call here. So yeah, I think we
I think
dropped
A is
them in
a
a
safe
solid
place to put
A,
them.
a strong A. Oh, I forgot the
Maybe an A+.
Locust. Wait, hold on. Did you say the Locust is a better number 12? Jordan,
Chipmunks are post-hardcore.
Yeah, the Chipmunks are post-hardcore. Alvin, post-hardcore. Tom, what are their names? Alvin
Tim the Toolman and
Pee Wee Herman.
Teodoro.
Teodoro. All right, yeah, cool. So another questionably post-hardcore band we present you with is the Scary Kids, who are scaring kids.
I feel like they more or less.
Yeah, they
fall into
definitely
like the aughts post-hardcore
they
sound, I would
definitely
say.
fall into the genre of band that you go onto Gaia Online and you say, I like this Screamo band, and some guy, quote, responds you, they're not Screamo, they're post-hardcore, and then you call them post-hardcore in a different conversation, and someone says they don't sound anything like Fugazi, you're a fucking idiot. That's who this band is for, and a lot of the other bands on this list.
They're named after a Captain Jazz song, which is kind of cool.
That's all right. Okay, I see you,
That's
Captain.
That's like 1 point out of 100.
Yeah. Do
for
we have
good.
any opinions on the Scary Kids scaring kids in the chat?
I never thought they were terrible. But
I
they're
didn't
not a
either.
good band by any means.
Yeah, they were.
They were run of the mill for me.
I agree. They were a sharp middle for me. I liked some of their singles. All right. I think they had some catchy tunes, but I didn't like Bow Before the Throne of the Scary Kids.
Yeah, they didn't scare me.
No, I was not personally frightened.
Maybe like a
by
C.
them.
And if enough
Okay.
stuff is beneath them, it goes to B, but I can't see them being anything higher than a C.
Okay. Yeah,
Maybe
I'm
a
cool
B.
with
I
that.
don't know. What?
I don't know.
B,
We've got a lot
C?
of see. We're so early. It's
Maybe
really
B,
hard
and
to-
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see kinda what lands
Peyton
there.
was the only one kind enough to give us a strong letter grade in the chat. So we're going to rely solely on Peyton's direction. To the B they go. The next one is a band that some of you might be pleased to learn is strongly considered to be post-hardcore. We have These Arms Are Snakes, a band whose name makes me say, you should probably get that checked out by your primary care physician. These Arms Are Snakes. They had that sound, you know?
If
the
we had
sound-
Bernie, no one would have snakes for arms.
Yeah, see? You could have had a bad bitch. Yeah, These Arms Are Snakes. I actually started really liking and respecting that band a lot more when I got older.
I revisited them, but offended by SKSA being B tier. Offended in a good or bad way?
Yeah, see, okay, yeah, that's a good question. Austin Straub, in the chat, do you think they should be higher? Do you think they should be lower? Are they hot, or not? Yeah, I agree with Austin C in the chat that we could reasonably consider These Arms Are Snakes to be an immediate A tier because they're the only band that can be consistently agreed upon as post-hardcore in every band that we've covered so far.
I think that's a decent reason.
Yeah, I can roll with that.
I don't dislike them. They're just not like one of my favorite bands that I go back and listen to a lot. A lot. I got Botch on the brain.
Yeah, see, that's it. They have that botchy kind of vibe to them. They had that kind of jangly, like, cool hipster rock sort of feel. You know, I don't know. I like them a lot. I started listening to them a lot more consistently in the past couple years, and I felt like I kind of missed out on them back in the day.
I would defer to chat personally for me.
Do we have
Whatever you guys think?
Yeah, I think we've got some solid A's in the chat for. Do we have an A in the chat? We've got one A in the chat for These Arms Are Snakes. Yeah, see, Austin Straub, I like Scary Kids okay. You know, I think I don't dislike them, and that's not like a read. I think they're a strong enough band, but maybe in the context, this is a dynamic tier list. They have the room to move up or to move down depending on where everything else falls. We'll leave it there. Also, you posted the video in Reddit. You're a god. Yeah, that's we had the snake eats itself moment
that was
where
you.
where someone else finally posted something we did and we didn't post it ourselves. That was like, even my wife was kind of impressed, and she's like, everything you do is shit. So yeah, that thank you for that moment.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was really gratifying. We're sitting there texting each other on a Sunday morning like, suddenly people are watching our video. What's happening here?
Yeah, our view count went up by like 40% or something.
Yeah, that was fucking fantastic.
Yeah,
We
that was awesome.
deeply appreciate that.
Was My Darkest Hour, was that the hit?
Yeah, My Darkest Hour was the hit.
The little synth riff.
And they had that cool video of them rocking in the van. I thought that was fun. Yo, is your wife emo? Oh. I don't know. She's a... Is my wife emo?
She's a genre blending.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
She's progressive.
She's prog.
Yeah.
Prog wife.
She likes Jogger and From First to Last.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we listened to Poison the Well in the car the other day. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, These Arms Are Snakes. You're going A tier.
Oh, if you're looking for hot single dudes, you're in the wrong stream. Let's do a wife reveal at 1,000 subs. That's a good idea.
That's a little bit better than Spencer's asshole reveal at 500.
Yeah.
Only a little bit better, though. All right, here's one that might be squarely questionably post-hardcore that we've already covered once, but it's a band that everybody, I feel like, loves. We've got Thursday, who I personally am a rather large fan of. So
I'm a big fan, too. I think they brought kind of the hardcore ethos to a much bigger audience.
I think so, too.
In general. I think they inspired basically every band that came after them.
Yep.
And in the context of the
way.
genre.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever the genre means.
Whatever the genre means.
They did it. They did it about as good as anybody can do it. I don't know. What do you guys feel about Thursday? We've already had this question to some of you, but
yeah, Thursday hit S tier in our mallcore list, but we felt like this list would not be complete if we did not have them in it. So yeah, I feel pretty strongly about Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable hitting them into at least A with room for upward mobility, but they're still. I think they've got such a dramatically strong breadth of work that I'd be fine with just making them our first S.
And they more or less have always been in the genre. Even though they've been an inventive band, they've kind of stayed within what I'd loosely call post-hardcore.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, let's just throw Thursday in S. Let's just mix it up, baby.
They're an S for me, so.
Yo, Drew gets it.
Because it isn't real rock.
That's true. That's true. And not something that I immediately considered, but it's definitely something we should have taken into account before getting into this.
Hey, Drew, I showed my sister our emo videos from 2000. Oh, God. 2006.
What videos are you talking about?
I'll show them to you someday.
Should we show them on the stream?
All right, no, absolutely not.
I don't know, man.
Like,
it seems
no.
on brand.
No.
No, we're not that. We're not. Emo video reveal at 1,000 subs.
Yeah, I'll show you my Ohio is for Lovers cover from 2006.
And then I'll show you my Ohio is for Lovers cover from 2010. With feet, what dude know?
We've been doing this a long time.
We've been doing this a long time. We've been in this game for years.
We've been stupid since we can remember.
I ain't never been smart.
Yeah, Thursday influence alone, that's a great take.
Thursday,
and also, even if you take the influence out, if they were just a band that came along after everybody else, I don't know,
they're hot.
Pretty
also,
great.
Jeff Rickley is like the coolest dude in the fucking world. Like,
my wife doesn't like his voice.
Well, it doesn't sound like you got a wife for much longer. Yeah,
he's got adorable. A middle part.
Yeah, he's great.
He's got like a little tiny gap in his teeth.
He's perfect.
It's
in
a good
every
look.
way.
He's very charming.
Yeah. He took a selfie with me one time, and that boosted him to triple S tier in my brain.
I took a selfie with the Devil Wears Prada once.
I took the Devil Wears Prada to Cookout once. All right. Speaking of going back to some quote-unquote hometown hero bands, this isn't so much hometown, but home state. They were deeply requested by a few of our adoring fans and viewers. We've got Secret Lives of the Freemasons, a band that did not get some much-deserved recognition, and I am quite a fan of their work in the questionable post-hardcore genre, whether it's this album that really hit on some of those screamy notes, and an interesting connection being that this album was released on Jeff Rickley's short-lived record label, and I can't quite remember the name of it, but yeah, it was something Astro something. What was that called? I gotta look that up now. Jeff Rickley record label. What was that called? No, it wasn't
Astromagnetics.
Astromagnetics. That's it. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, so we've got an A for Asheville, an A for Nostalgia. We've got a B. We've got an A/S. Wait, no, that's Thursday A/S, I think. Maybe. I don't know.
No, because he's talking about this band.
Secret Lives, yeah. And much more recently did I come to appreciate their second album, which is basically just like pop punk party rock anthems. And I didn't get it when I was young and didn't drink alcohol, but now I'm like, I enjoy these vibes as an old jaded alcoholic.
The beer hits different when you're washed up, disappointed, and what was it?
Older. Yeah,
Older.
so
Yeah.
true, comrade. Yeah, so Secret Lives, we've got
A
a
high B.
we've got a high B. Let's put them in B and see where they go.
Put them in B with the potential to move up.
Yeah, I think it's fair to kind of a. I don't know how I feel about their influence level, so maybe that pulls them down a notch. But
It's
good
hard
band.
to gauge with the bands that are close to us.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that were from here or around here.
So we've got I guess like a stronger connection there just by default.
Yeah. It's hard to gauge their influence too.
Speaking of bands engaging their influence, Glassjaw, baby. All right.
I listened to Glassjaw like all day today.
Yeah, this is one that we put on. I put them here, and I consider them post-hardcore because when I was in college,
think they fit.
I made a really bad PowerPoint presentation about different brands of quote-unquote aggressive music, and when I had to get to post-hardcore, I used Glassjaw as my deciding factor. So whether they are or not, that's my scholarly citation for Glassjaw being post-hardcore.
They're hard rock.
Yeah, Glassjaw, hard rock band Glassjaw, of Roadrunner Records fame, side project of the guy from Head Automatica, is yeah, Glassjaw is Thursday tier. Glassjaw is a forever S tier band for me.
Maybe the best band on this list. I don't know. I haven't thought too hard about it, but
I'd be willing to take that stance. I think Glassjaw is like basically fucking flawless. I don't think they've got a single bad release. I'd be hard pressed to say that they've got a single bad song. Oh yeah, fucking United Nations is sick too. God, I always forget that they exist, and then I go back and I listen to them again, and I'm like, oh shit, this is a real band.
I was listening to Glassjaw and reading about them today, and how they said Ross Robinson, who recorded like Limp Bizkit and Korn and recorded Glassjaw, said something like they were wanted to destroy Adidas metal or something by doing the Glassjaw record, because it like, I mean, if you listen to their Everything You Ever Wanted to Know About Silence, it's like it's just a new metal.
It's a little new metal, yeah. It really is, in a good way.
It's so much more experimental than everything else that like is coming out.
Yeah, they were. I don't know. They were like, they kind of had a Deftonesy vibe to them in a way back then, but I think they took it in a very, very different direction.
Yeah. When Worship and Tribute came out, that really like cemented their legacy, I think, pretty much.
Deftones had that like I'm sad you won't fuck me vibe, and Glassjaw had that I'm sad you won't fuck me so I'm gonna kill you vibe. Different brands of incel.
Yeah, we somehow always get to that.
Yeah, Glassjaw's S tier though, and they seem to have taken a decent step away from their more questionable lyricisms, but that's everything. I mean, look at Census Fail.
Oh God.
Look at all the shit that dude was doing in his dreams. Wowee, what a time. So for a drastic fucking change of pace, I regret to inform you that the next band on our list is not Glassjaw, but it is in fact a Skylit Drive, a band that I know very little about. Because we needed just, a couple more bands to throw on the list that people used to call post-hardcore all the time. So does anyone in the chat have strong feelings about a Skylit Drive during any era? I would say that my personal thoughts are, I think I liked their first EP a good bit, then they got a different vocalist, and his voice was like the bad kind of high for me. Yeah, like they were. It was not rocking a high voice in a way that I found auditory, like goodness. Yeah, they're very plastic and non-offensive. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's like if they played post-hardcore at the mall.
Yeah,
or something.
It was very.
I know mallcore is a thing, but they didn't play mallcore at the mall.
No, right, exactly.
But if they did, it would sound like this.
Like they were aggressive when they felt they needed to be aggressive, and they were catchy when they felt they needed to be catchy. It felt a little pasted together.
Yeah. It's like stuff like, I don't know, before a stream, like I was talking about A Day to Remember, it's like they have the heavy part and they have the catchy part, and it's just like, you know, stack them on top of each other to make a song. And I feel like that's what this band did too.
Yeah, just in like I don't know, in a way less memorable and way less catchy way. They're a band that I know I've listened to plenty of times, and I remember almost nothing about them.
That's how I feel about them too.
Boring Dance Gavin Dance, that's a pretty good take.
Okay.
I could roll with that.
All right.
Yeah. I would put them in C for now.
Yeah.
I agree with that take from the chat. So I think we're just kind of going back and forth at this point, because next we've got the well-loved As Cities Burn. So I feel like everybody has varying takes on this band. So I'm gonna let Adam
As Cities Burn takes in the chat.
There.
Let's see.
I would love to hear how people feel about As Cities Burn in the chat. Because
post-hard mall.
I think Adam and I both have relatively strong feelings about them, and I think they might be a bit disparate. So I'm going to let Adam take the lead there.
I mean, it's the soundtrack to spiritual deconstruction.
I'll roll with that. I like that.
If you grew up in youth group and then are not in that anymore, at some point between now and then, you probably listen to Come Now Sleep.
That is very true.
I mean, I'd say as far as like in regards to the genre, the first album you could probably call post-hardcore pretty safely. The second one still kind of.
Yeah.
And the third one not at all. So I don't know, you couldn't put them in like, definitely not S, because they just weren't a post-hardcore band for their career.
Yeah, I think Son, I Loved You at Your Darkest and Come Now Sleep are both pretty distinctly post-hardcore in two very different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Son, I Love You at Your Darkest. I go back and forth on Come Now Sleep, which I feel like is like a hot take. I think it's a very good album, but I'm only like, it depends on the day how much I actually like it. I don't care much for Hell or High Water, and I don't care much for their stuff that came out after that I don't remember the name of.
Yeah, I didn't even consider the comeback album. That was actually kind of like a return to post-hardcore, really.
Yeah, but not in a way that I would have wanted.
There's a couple good songs on that album.
There are a couple good songs on it.
It's just okay.
Yeah.
I think A is probably fine. Maybe B. I mean, they were like my favorite band for quite a long time.
I couldn't put them in B. I think they're way better than both of the bands in B for me.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say A is safe.
I think A is a safe call too. I feel like they're definitely a band that one could discuss at length, but I don't know. They're at least the first two albums are like really strong for me, I would say overall, like in an objective sense.
Come Now Sleep for me is one of my favorite albums. I guess not so much anymore though. If I think about it, like it definitely was my favorite album for a time, and they were my favorite band for a time. But they've kind of fallen off, but not hard. Just they're not my favorite thing anymore.
I think the reason that I feel so strongly about them is I can't think of another band that did what they did on Son, I Loved You at Your Darkest in any way that sounds anything like that.
That's true.
They were one of the rare bands that feels like perfectly unique to me in that aspect. I think
A is good.
Yeah. To A they go. All right. So kind of, this is probably veering back towards bands that I kind of group with Beloved in terms of being on like the quote-unquote hardcore side of the spectrum. Hopesfall is next. A band that I used to listen to a fair bit and haven't dedicated a lot of time to recently. Adam, any takes on Hopesfall?
They're one of the best bands to come out of North Carolina, I would say.
Yeah.
As far as how they stack up to the list here,
yeah,
it's tough. I mean, I would say they're no worse than B.
Oh yeah, no
What it was
way.
to be.
Yeah, As Cities Burn is who we just tackled last. And I'm gonna, since it's been a little while since I've said it, I'm gonna go ahead and issue up the disclaimer on this tier list again, as it is chaotic. This tier list is every band that has ever been called post-hardcore on an internet music board. So it's bands where if you were talking to someone, you're like, I like this band, they're Screamo. Somebody on fucking Tumblr or Gaia Online or Reddit or somewhere told you that they were actually post-hardcore. So then you tried to talk to somebody about it on post-hardcore forum, and they were like, no, that band is fucking Mall Screamo or something. So really, it doesn't matter. It's all made up. That's the point. So we put every band that's probably been thrown under that umbrella, and we put them on this list. So shit's going to get wild. A lot of these bands probably shouldn't be in like 10 feet of each other, but here we are.
Hey, it's our list.
It's our list.
So Hopesfall.
We'll do what we want. Yeah, Hopesfall. I like Hopesfall a lot. I don't like Hopesfall as much as I like that Beloved album, but I probably haven't spent as much active time with it as I've spent with that Beloved album.
Yeah, I would say maybe if Beloved is an A+, this is like an A or an A-, something like that.
Yeah.
Like I say that you can put them on the same tier.
So, okay, here's my thing with Hopesfall. This album and the stuff that came before it is fucking awesome, but it skews towards metalcore. The stuff where they actually lean into post-hardcore, I think, is not nearly as good, like A-Types and Magnetic North. It's not bad, but I don't like it as much. Moropso in the chat says their album After Satellite Years are underrated. I do think they're underrated. I think they get a lot more shit than they should. I guess I didn't enjoy it as much, but probably coming from that like era of my life too, when I probably wanted to listen to heavier stuff. So it would probably be worthwhile for me to spend more time with it. I do like their most recent album a lot. Whatever they came out with in the past few years. Yeah. And it reminds me, oddly enough, of Beloved in a lot of ways, which really made me enjoy it a fair bit. So, yeah, I think Hopesfall is a high B for me right now.
I think that's fair.
Cool.
I think B is fair.
So, moving on from Hopesfall is a band that we both said earlier we may not have spent a ton of time with, but they seem like a band that people are going to get angry if it's not included. So, the Receiving End of Sirens. I enjoy what I've listened to by them. I remember I've listened to, at least this and the second album a fair bit. I don't think they put out much more than that. And they definitely had like they had an Emery vibe to them.
Yeah, that was something funny going back and revisiting them today. We're like, some of this sounds like Emery.
Yeah. Very melody and harmony heavy. They still kind of had some screamy parts, but they were really, they were really layered. They clearly took
well-composed music, I would say, for the genre.
Very much so. Another band that I think we would call a quote-unquote band's band. Now, are there any strong opinions in the chat on the Receiving End of Sirens? Because I have a feeling that somebody else here probably cares much deeper about them than we maybe do. And again, that's not a dig on them from us, but more so a general point of curiosity, because I think they had for at least a while a pretty rabid fan base covering those two albums they put out. I mean, I would say, honestly, just based off of, what I've listened to by them, even not spending a ton of time with them, from a compositional standpoint, I'd be fine with putting them in A. Granted, I would probably be more like a between B and A sort of scenario, because it's hard for me to say that they've had as much like impact on me than some of these bands. But I mean, this is a band that I'm definitely more inclined to leave to chat's devices a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd say for me, they're on that like close to As Cities Burn level, a little lower for me, but I could see them being on the same.
The band left of Beloved is the Number 12's Looks Like You. Another band that is pretty squarely not post-hardcore, but people for some reason love to throw them in that bucket. So here they are. I think that somebody in chat earlier called them post-grindcore, which in some capacity makes some decent sense to me.
Yeah.
They were called straight up prog metal, which I could roll with in some capacity too.
I think they're cottagecore.
Yeah, they're cottagecore, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Treos. I don't know. No one seems to have a strong opinion on them.
No strong opinions
I'm okay
on
with
Treos.
B.
Yeah, we'll roll them into B.
Almost ACB, but not quite ACB for me, I would say.
We'll roll them into B for somebody to get mad later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, they can move up. They can move down.
Yeah, that's nothing. These things don't stay forever. Yeah, I just honestly, I just wanted to grab something that had their name on it since I was like, a bunch of people were getting confused that we were going off of albums. So anytime I could find something that had a name very like squarely in the picture, off of Google image search, I just grabbed that.
One of these days we'll pick a genre where every band had a logo.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? Until that day. Yeah, so, yeah, I'm going to pull this up a little bigger. I think that's a good idea. We've gotten enough comments on, like, what's this, what's that. So next, here is our redemption arc. We're covering Alexis on Fire again because there was a lot of pushback on their mallcore rating. So we're giving chat its own chance to put up a fight in the name and honor of Alexis on Fire.
Any Canadians in the chat, give us an A.
Yeah.
They belong into A tier, EH.
A. Okay, yeah, I like that. That's good. That's good. Good joke. But I am quite confident that people will care about where Alexis on Fire falls. I like Alexis on Fire quite a bit. I like their earlier material a lot. Like this particular album, I'm a huge fan of. I like Watch Out a lot.
I liked, revisiting the first album today. I do enjoy it. They were never big for me, so I would probably leave it to you to carry that one because I don't have strong feelings. They were on NHL 09, and that's about all I remember.
So Alexis on Fire was a band that had riffs. They had Dallas Green, who has the voice of an angel.
I'm not even Canadian.
Yeah, I wasn't big on Old Crows. I wasn't that big on a lot of their later material, but I do think that this album and Watch Out specifically were really, really strong.
I remember liking Watch Out a decent amount back in the day.
They're a really good live band.
I could see that.
Again, they had riffs in a way that a lot of other bands did not have back then. I would say maybe almost immediately compared to Funeral for a Friend in terms of riffage.
Who I love.
Yeah, they fall in a sort of similar way, but just kind of, I don't know, handled differently is what I would say. So Alexis on Fire, I don't know, we've got an S tier in the chat. We had them in B tier on our mallcore list.
They're B for me, but I could see putting them in A.
Let's split the difference and put them in A.
I think they were pretty influential, and you can't.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. All right. Their name starts with A, so to A tier they go.
That's actually the criteria.
Yeah, that's.
I forgot.
This is the besieving End of Sirens. And
Alex is on fire.
Hopesfall. Yeah. This is Crop Dead Gorgeous.
Crop Dead Gorgeous.
Yeah, A's a solid. A's a solid spot. Yeah, this is Aiden. All right, another band that is probably extremely not post-hardcore. Heavy Lolo. Are they post-hardcore? They're not hardcore.
It's like we didn't listen to enough bands to make like a mathcore or like proggy hardcore kind of list.
Yeah, that's too neat.
So we just kind of threw them in this.
Yeah, I think and I kind of associate Heavy Lolo with a lot of these bands for some reason, because again they were like, exactly, they were definitely like scene post-hardcore.
They were like the metalcore Scene Kid collection.
Yeah, Now, in terms of rating, yeah, I've seen them tagged as grind too. That was when, like, I feel like every band that was probably in some capacity, like mathcore, was just a grind band. Austin C in the chat with heavy, heavy, low, low, S as fuck. Just do it. Now, I okay, as someone who will openly admit to very much loving heavy, heavy, low, low, putting them next to Glassjaw on Thursday feels a little lewd to me.
I can't do it. I can't do it based on the lyrics to Tell Shannon her crafts.
Oh
already.
yeah, that one's a little
can't
rough.
ask you that.
That's a little rough. See, this is where shit gets a little dicey because this would be purely on personal enjoyment. I think they're a super fun band. I loved them back in the day. I still listen to them frequently enough.
I do still listen to them every once in a while. Maybe not as much as you, but I'll put on what was the album?
Which one? Courtside Seats was the EP. Everyone's Watching or whatever is the. Yeah, Daughters is in this. Which one?
Maybe it's Turtle Nipple and
Turtle
the Toxic
Nipple
Shock.
was like that was their weirdest one for sure.
Yeah.
You're kind of fading out vocally a little bit. Maybe you're
I probably turned away from the mic.
Yeah.
To breathe.
Right. Daughters is right next to Alisana. I just like saying that. Yeah, Turtle Nipple is sick.
Here, A is fine for heavy,
Fuck
heavy,
it.
low.
For the chaos, we're putting heavy, heavy, low, low in A.
Hell yeah. Heavy.
Heavy, low, low. All right. Just to keep on a real wild tick, we got Chiodos next. Chiodos, famed post-hardcore band. I just,
a front man who can't keep a band together to save his life.
Often compared to the likes of Fugazi, and other bands like that.
One of the most indulgent in cheese post-hardcore bands that ever
existed. Chiodos is deeply indulgent.
They had the boom boom clap boom 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 clap part.
What?
That's pretty cheesy.
What? Are you thinking of the wrong band?
No. Dun, 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 dun,
oh,
dun,
I thought you were talking about Boom Snap Clap, like the Irish front song.
No.
Oh, well.
Cheetos. Yeah, Cheetos.
Cheetos.
I remember some people being like, I think it's pronounced Chiodos. And I was like, I don't know, dude.
Duke Stamina in the chat with Chiodos on sea level? Oh, mamma mia. That's a take.
Well, their name.
Oh, okay. Well, good point. You got me there.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean...
Chiodos is better than Drop Dead Gorgeous and better than a Skylit Drive by a pretty large margin. Chiodos, to me, is probably... I love... Okay, here's where it gets me with Chiodos. I love this album specifically. I'm fine with Bone Palace Ballet. Everything after that...
Songs, yeah. I mean, a lot of people really liked Illumin Audio, and
Illumin Audio is better than it should be, but it doesn't hold any impact or weight for me. And the stuff after that just basically shouldn't exist.
I feel like they were kind of influential in a cursed kind of way.
Chiodos? Yeah.
Yeah.
See, okay, here's the thing, though. Okay, and how did Secret Lives go so low? That's a good question. The list is dynamic. So things could move up or move down as we start rolling stuff around. Also, it was an impact discussion in that Secret Lives, we very much enjoy both of their albums, but they had a relatively low overall impact. I think that's a good way to explain it. I'm thinking Chiodos B.
I think that's okay.
And now, but I'm starting to question a lot of other decisions the deeper we get into this shit.
Well, we can move stuff around.
Yeah. I think As Cities Burn is a clear A for me. Heavy Low is A, maybe even if only for the memes. Who gives a fuck? These arms are
I
snakes.
don't know who I would move down from A.
I would maybe move Beloved down.
Oh, that's a hard sell for me.
Alexis on Fire, we have to stay. They have to stay put.
Can we count Cinematic Sunrise as Chiodos?
We can count Cinematic Sunrise as Chiodos.
That bumps them up a little bit better because that's better than any of their albums after Bone Palace.
So what if we start doing this? What if we start doing best to worst in each tier?
Okay, I think that's a good way to do it.
I think we have to pull Heavy Low down just as a point of respect.
Alexis on Fire needs to go higher.
Alexis on Fire needs to go higher.
I think Beloved
These
goes...
Arms Are Snakes can come down for me perfectly, personally.
Yeah.
This would be my...
I agree with that, except I would have Beloved second best, and that would be the only change I would make personally.
Let's split the difference.
For my own tastes.
We're splitting the difference. We're putting them in third. Yeah, Heavy. That's a good way to put it. I like Heavy Low, but they're kind of not good.
You could make people mad saying that, but I don't necessarily disagree.
Yeah. I mean, they're not good. I mean, if we just want to talk about it from like an instrumentation standpoint, like I enjoy them a lot, but they're not good.
Wait a second, Beloved? Yeah.
Beloved. No, we didn't really think of Taking Back Sunday in a post-hardcore sense. We kind of tried to go towards, like, when I think of post-hardcore, I either think of like Drive Like Jehu, or I think
really
of like sing
stuff.
scream bands.
Yeah.
Like stuff that's maybe almost metalcore.
But changes notes in their breakdowns.
Yeah, changes notes in their breakdowns is a good one. Yeah, self-admittedly, Heavy Low can't really play their instruments. That's not a dig. I love them. But it's true. Yeah, let's rearrange B a little bit.
Too.
I'm putting Secret Lives to the top of B on personal enjoyment. Is that fair?
Fine with me. I don't have a ton of strong feelings about the B bands. I mean, I like Hopesfall, but I'm fine with any order, really.
When I think of post-hardcore, I think of Dry Like Jehu or Papa Roach. Exactly. See, he gets it. Because the P in Papa Roach is the same P that's in post-hardcore.
Yeah.
That's, P for Papa Roach, P for post-hardcore.
It's actually
P for
PHX
Pizza Rolls.
For Papa Roach Hardcore.
That's true.
That's what all these bands are.
That's true. Oh, switch Secret Lives and Heavy Low.
I'd be okay with that, actually. The best B band switching with the worst A band.
All right.
That sounds right to me.
All right. Okay. We can do it.
The chat has their say.
The chat gets what the chat wants.
Yeah. This is democracy.
Yeah, this is democracy. All right, where did we put Chiodos again? In
I
B?
don't know.
Low.
They're a C to me, but
they're better than both of these bands too dynamically, though, to be in the same thing. I'm putting them at the bottom of B.
Bottom of B is okay.
Bottom of B.
That's fair.
Bottom of B.
Bell curve is looking very nice, I might say.
Yeah, it's rounding out okay. Things are gonna get real wild as time goes on. We're moving on to a band that's going to be difficult for me because I really like them, but I feel like I can't put them in a place that I would want to put them. A Static Lullaby. I will say specifically that I really, really love this album, and Don't Forget to Breathe. I think it is one of the best albums in that, whatever that genre is. But everything else they put out is like mediocre at best, if I'm being honest. So it's kind of like a Chiodos. Yeah, it's
not bad.
They're better than both of these bands. Like this album was like maybe one of my favorite albums of all time for a long time. Oh God, for the Toxic cover. Yeah, they covered Toxic by Britney Spears, and it was exactly what you expect. It's 100% what you anticipate it to be. Do we have any strong opinions on A Static Lullaby in the chat? I feel like usually in discussions about them, I'm kind of alone in my feelings, or people just don't really give a strong
Whatever.
hoot about them. So I'm curious. Yeah, a strong hoot. A strong, nobody hoots with their chest about a Static Lullaby.
Yeah, it's all head hoots.
It's all head hoots. They're hooting from the head and not from the heart. Hang 'em High was a cool song, yeah. S for Static, or A for A.
Depends on how you
right there in the name. Yeah, Don't Forget to Breathe is definitely A. Scene band cover song tier list. That's there's that would be fun as fuck and also incredibly cursed.
Yeah, very cursed.
But I'm down for that. I'm down to play all that shit on stream for that stream too, and just get DMCA'd to hell. Just for the lulz, as they say.
We should do our own scene band cover.
Yeah, that's true. What if we covered a scene band cover?
Oh.
So I could S tier number 12, but I feel like it's hard for me to S tier them in the context of the genre, if that makes sense. I think they're an S tier band, but I don't know if they're an S tier quote unquote post hardcore band. But we did kind of decide that nothing fucking matters. We'll come back to it. We don't have to decide anything right now. Do we want a Static Lullaby, low B or high C? Low B or high C?
They're whatever to me. I can see them being a B. I think if Chiodos is a B, they're
a
at
B.
least on the level.
Yeah, I'll put them B because I like them. All right.
My Sharona.
So the next one's pretty easy. Warrants very little discussion from me. I would put Saosin in the same tier. We put them on the Mallcore list, which is a pretty immediate S.
Yeah, every single song on that EP is good, and they basically did the template for the next 10 years.
Yeah, even their worst material is not even like bad.
Yeah. I think everybody's in agreement.
Yeah, I think Saosin's the easy S. Now that we've gotten real deep in this, where are they in this? Because
I think of the three, they're the weakest.
They're the weakest.
Even though
okay.
I listen to them the most.
That's an interesting take. But I'm cool with it. Even maybe if we went on like genre impact and like inter-genre impact. Yes, they did have a vocalist change and remain good, which says a lot.
That's
especially considering they had fucking Anthony Green to start off with and then had to continue with a different person. Which is pretty fucking impressive, honestly.
It's weird to say. I mean, I listened to the self-titled LP when it came out, and it was like kind of whatever to me. I don't know, maybe because I just wanted Anthony back.
Yeah.
But then, like, I started listening to it again maybe a couple years after it came out, and it's so good. It's so catchy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the riffs are so good.
I'm leaving Saosin in the current S spot because I see other S tier bands in the immediate future, so I don't want to go crazy moving them yet until we have more to put them against. So next up we have At the Drive-In. If we want to get into the quote unquote real post-hardcore discussion again, I think At the Drive-In
most people won't disagree with.
Yeah, that's middle band in S is Thursday.
What do we think about ATDI?
Yeah, who's got opinions on At the Drive-In in the chat?
Not ADTR.
So, okay, we got welcome to the chat, Chris Lee. Dropping a strong S on At the Drive-In. And I agree that At the Drive-In is S tier.
Wouldn't it be sick if that was Chris Lee from Farewell?
Whoa. Wait, what? Thursday didn't write What It Is to Burn?
I think he's trolling.
Okay. All right.
Saosin did.
Yeah, okay, that's Glassjaw wrote What It Is to Burn.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Duh. At the drive-in, I have to S tier.
I love it at the drive-in.
I also love At the Drive-In.
3 albums.
Yeah.
From debut through Relationship with Command.
I maybe like In Casino Out more than Relationship with Command. I don't know. Finch we had on the mallcore list. They didn't fit squarely enough into post-hardcore for me. They veer into pop-punk territory too often, I feel like, on revisit. Though maybe they would have been a fair include considering where their career went.
Yeah, I don't know. I never know what to think about Finch.
Yeah. Let's put it
They're
this
like
way.
a hard rock band to me.
Yeah, so that's
whatever that means.
That's the thing. Finch, I used to really, really love Finch. I still enjoy them a lot. We also cut a lot of stuff off. It doesn't matter that Papa's here. Papa's been within all of us the whole time.
Papa's last.
Yeah, but we had to cut the list off at some point. So we had to start kind of pulling off bands that we covered on the mallcore list. But yeah, In Casino Out, super underrated. And there are some like kind of squarely emo songs on there. Like we talked about that yesterday a little bit. That album gets like kind of distinctly emo a little bit, I think.
I think the first couple are pretty emo.
See, here's the
Which
thing.
I usually prefer in these kind of bands.
I liked the Mars Volta, and this is probably why it's best that I didn't put them on this list. But they got way into like brain static territory for me, where I was just like, I can't handle this. Maybe that makes me a weak person, but it got to the point where I was like, I'm not even having fun listening to this anymore. It's gone too far off the rails. Because we were talking earlier, I was like, I really would like to have the Mars Volta versus Sparta discussion, but I fell off of the Mars Volta after the first 2 albums, and Sparta just never held my attention. So that's maybe a bad take, and I apologize for it. But I do...
I think it's what we're known for.
I do really love At the Drive-In, and I think all of these bands have... Well, not all of them, obviously, but a lot of the more modern bands have At the Drive-In to thank for pretty much the entirety of their sound. I think Fall of Troy fits pretty squarely into bands that can thank At the Drive-In for sounding away.
La Dispute.
La Dispute, yeah.
I don't think La Dispute or Me Without You would exist without At the
Nope,
Drive-In.
absolutely not.
I mean, they're an S tier for me.
Yeah, they're S tier for
think
me for
most
sure.
People would say they're an S tier.
Yeah.
So I feel like the influence. There's not a point you can really argue to put them lower. I don't think, unless you just hate their hair or something.
That's
But their
not
hair is
allowed.
the best.
Yeah, their hair
The
is.
best part of the band.
Yeah, Me Without You is on the list. A show.
This just became a Mars Volta.
Oh,
stream.
and look where we put Me Without You. We put Me Without You and La Dispute right next to each other on accident.
I don't know why.
So that I'm ready for the discussion there. But that's a ways off. So what?
ATDI S tier. Are they better than Glassjaw? Are they worse than Thursday? I put them above Saosin for influence alone.
Yeah, they're here for me. They're here for me on like a personal impact level, I think. I may objectively enjoy Saosin more than them most of the time. Well, yeah, Cedric was off key a lot at the drive-in, but I think that's also kind of why I like it. Because at the
that's
drive-in,
not a knock for me personally.
Yeah,
I don't really care if singers are like perfect or because like I love Mineral.
Right. I like the aggression in his voice and at the drive-in.
He's got like a Robert Plant energy.
Yeah.
I'm sure someone has said that before, but they just have that like, not many bands in the genre have that like rock star kind of thing in an authentic way.
He's very
really
unique.
Like,
the whole band
run
really.
their shirts the whole way and like rock out and it seems right. Like
Yeah.
not a lot of bands can do that.
They
They
were
have that like classic rock energy.
okay, so I'm going to do this. I don't think Thursday would exist if not for At the Drive-In.
Yeah.
So I'm putting At the Drive-In here solely on the basis of that. On the other hand, I think Glassjaw is a totally different band that maybe owes some things to them in some capacity, but is not as immediately
Yeah,
congruent.
I hear a lot more metal in Glassjaw.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, there's a lot of new metal in Glassjaw, and I don't have a problem with that at all. I am a huge fan of Glassjaw, so it's going to be hard to pull them out of this spot for me.
Yeah.
So to prime for the next one, I have to pee, and I need to grab a beverage. So
we'll give it a pause then.
Yeah, if we want to, Adam, if you want to, I don't know, do a TikTok dance or something, I'll be right back. Well, then no, but what are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Anybody know how to floss in the chat?
Yeah,
Anybody
flossers in the chat.
Dances?
Shit, I'll be right back. I really need to get another beverage and use the bathroom.
I do too, but I'm going to wait for you.
Okay, yeah, we'll trade off.
Blood Brothers is A tier. I guess we'll see. Yeah, Grimes. The only two bands we're rating on this list are Grimes and Elon Musk. And wherever they land on the tier will affect the price of Bitcoin. Anybody make any money off GameStop? This is now a stock stream. I think we'll get into some interesting discussion regarding Blood Brothers. They feel different than basically every other band on this. If you had to rate Grimes on a post-hardcore list, where would Grimes be? Elon Musk Graves. I think that was the name of the janitor at my elementary school. Yeah, there's no band like Blood Brothers. That's true. We revisited them a bit today, and that definitely affirmed that. Yeah, next to Papa Roach. Well, yeah, Papa Roach and Blood Brothers in a class of their own, I would say. I'm still listening to Chiodos right now for some reason. We're going to put it on Blood Brothers just so I can stay topical. I like to listen to the bands we're talking about in the stream. Actually enjoy Aiden. I could see them being a guilty pleasure. The thing is, they have some catchy songs. Yeah, I don't know how to fix the chat delay for Travis, because I don't think we can both log in at the same time. Maybe we can. Here, how about this? I'll try. I'll try to log in through YouTube Studio, because I'm just watching the stream from the normal YouTube user interface. I don't know how to. If he's broadcasting, I don't know how to get in there. That's why he can respond to all the chats before me, because he's got the stream instant. Got to refresh. Okay, test. Respond to this with a 3. Okay, yeah, that's about 15 seconds of delay. So sorry for the delayed chat. Trying to carry the conversation without seeing instant feedback. Yeah, I guess he could do that. Maybe we'll try that for the next one, because right now I do have a screen share in Discord with him, but I'm watching his just the tier maker list. Alec is from the future. I can confirm he is from the future. Yeah, Blood Brothers has so much energy. He's the RoboCop of death metal. Yeah, Alec is an angel from heaven, a robo angel from heaven, like from Evangelion. Did I say that wrong? I feel like I said that wrong. Evangelical Leon. It's just like Kenneth Copeland as a mech getting driven by like Joel Osteen. It's like Gundam for Christians. Christians love Gundam. I'm a diva. Mebid. Barrow isn't on the list because they suck shit. I hate everybody in that band. Why isn't the Heal the Serpent on this list?
All right. Sorry.
All right.
I had to
my
take
turn.
the dog to pee too.
This dog's gonna go pee.
All right, what did I miss? So how's everybody's Thursday evening going? I did take the dog with me to pee. He had to pee himself. Also, yeah. Fucking lonely. What do you think this is? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you got to take the dog with you to pee. Yeah, so yeah, sitting on this list, I think we got some hot ones coming up. I really want to discuss the Blood Brothers. I'm really curious to see what people think about the Blood Brothers just as a whole, because I really, really love them. A date in Ohio? I wish I had a date anywhere. I'm fucking lonely. Yeah, so we started the stream late because we got really haphazard in putting this list together. So that's how we landed where we did. And then we started it double late because we forgot to put Papa Roach in it. And we knew that we couldn't let that stand. That would be a real mistake. Yeah,
Right.
Blood Brothers is an easy A. I would say actually at least. Ooh, sick animation song tier list. Oh, mamma mia. That could be a spicy.
I think we should do a cover of Your Middle.
Oh, yeah. That would be, what if your middle was emo? What if it was?
Basically, it's already.
What if it was? Yeah, it sounds kind of like Taking Back Sunday. Yeah, all right, so are you ready? Are you ready to truck on? All right.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you're here. You're here. Yeah, A is for ambulance versus ambulance.
I love Blood Brothers vibe.
I also love Blood Brothers
They're just
vibe.
out there. They're just out there, just dual vocal screaming. Singing.
They are unlike just about any other band, and any band that you could compare them to, they still don't sound like them, which is why I really love them. I feel like they're also a band that kind of shows a progression through their entire discography, but they still maintain their same like ethos and like core vibe throughout all of it, which I think is also pretty important.
Yeah.
I am almost inclined to put Blood Brothers in S. I don't know if that's a hot take, but that's when I was thinking about this list, they were one of the bands that kept like kind of floating into S. So they're also a band where I'm like, I haven't listened to them a ton in like more recent years, but whenever I was like super into them, I was like super into them. And I feel like they've aged really well. Like, they're still interesting and fun to listen to. Yeah, I think it's a fair call to put Blood Brothers in S.
They're not in my S, but I'm okay with them being an S for this.
Do we want to put them in a low S? Is that cool?
I think that's fair.
I drop them in the low S.
That's a good spot for them.
All right.
Yeah.
I can rock with a low S for the Blood Brothers. Yeah, I think that they are distinctly unique. Yeah, like Duke said in the chat, I got more into them recently than ever before. Yeah, every time they come up when I'm like just playing a Spotify playlist or something, I'm like, why don't I listen to this more often? And their vibe kind of goes all over the place. Like, they've definitely got the spastic, like, kind of grindy, crazy, like, mathcore, quote-unquote, songs. And then they've still got those, like, weird, like, creepy, almost, like, post-punky songs. They're definitely a unique band. Yeah, they've got a lot of, a lot of groove to them. They're a very interesting band. And I think, maybe even on that part alone, they definitely pull a lot from At the Drive-In, too. I would definitely say there's a lot of influence there, a lot of through lines from those bands.
Yeah, the vocals, the spazzy guitar.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Just the surface level.
Yeah, it just makes sense. I think there's a lot of connection between those two bands specifically, but also, Blood Brothers stands on their own in a very big way.
Mm-hmm.
Glassjaw is definitely S-class. Welcome back, my dearest and pretty cool guy. As always, we are grateful for your presence. And, of course, we have been at this for a little while now, but, yeah, drop any opinions on what we have so far, and we will try our best to address and answer them. Though, as I believe it says somewhere in the description, the games are made up and the points don't matter. So
that's true.
How many guitar spins can Thursday do?
If it's for a guitar spin list, I think Saosin would be king.
Yeah, Saosin versus Story of the Year battle for the Guitar Spin Hall of Fame. I still use Last.fm. I actually was on Last.fm. I used to be like a Last.fm addict.
I was just an iTunes and Sputnik music kind of guy.
My entire Last.fm is just songs that I played on repeat and a bunch of random Visual K and everything that my wife listens to in the operating room. So it's nothing but like whatever I've listened to on a weekly basis plus a bunch of like TikTok songs. Yeah, see, that's what's fun about Last.fm is going back and seeing what you were listening to at any given point in your life. ACB's in the list. We got them right here, sitting at the top of A tier. Just holding up the A tier. I think that Blood Brothers is influential enough for the S. And I think it depends on, what you think of when you use the word influence, too. Because I think Blood Brothers had, like, an influence of being, like, a well-respected band in their...
They're like another one of those bands.
A band's band, in a way. Also, they were definitely a band that had a lot of impact on... I don't know, the genre as a whole at the time, because they were, like, cool to like, as stupid as that sounds. They were a band that I feel like was kind of a bridge the gap band to other bands that were maybe more squarely post-hardcore. Where is Son, I Loved You at Your Darkest? We're just doing band rather than album. So that is included in this discussion. Again, I'm only choosing...
We need to get some logos.
Yeah, we need bands to have better logos. But Tier Maker works best when you just have a square photo. So luckily albums are always squares. So we just kind of roll with that for a describing factor. Yeah, Love Rhymes with Car Crash fucking rules. That's like the song that always comes up whenever I'm shuffling, and I'm like, I need to listen to more of them very soon. Yeah, so going back to bands that are maybe the polar opposite of what we were just talking about, Pierce the fucking Veil. I will be straightforward. I don't care about them literally at all. And I would say skewing negatively. But I haven't listened to them a ton. So, thoughts in the chat. Also, is anybody else vibing with Pierce the Veil and Drive Like Jehu being friends right here? I'm really intrigued by this image just as a whole. That really makes me feel away.
Yeah, it's a good vibe.
B or C is much higher than I would have pinged the chat for. That's an interesting way to lean because wait, which album is 10 out of 10? Color Me Lazy.
Hi, Color Me Lazy. I think this is the first time I've seen you in the chat. So
yeah.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us. And thank you for commenting. So we're getting every letter of the alphabet for Pierce the Veil. And I am going to be entirely honest and say that I have a very minimal opinion on them. And that, yeah, okay, good. Yeah. Crimes fucking rules.
I have low exposure to them.
Yeah, I have low exposure to Pierce the Veil.
What I've been exposed to is mostly the music video singles and a couple features that what's his face has done.
I don't like his voice at all.
I don't either. They're like a C at best for me, verging on. I don't know if they're worse than Skylit Drive. I would maybe put them at the top of C.
The top of C, okay. Color Me Lazy, clarify for me. Are we talking Pierce the Veil or are we talking Blood Brothers? I do want to confirm that. Also, just a little disclaimer for everyone who has just joined. We are ranking by band rather than album. Albums just are the easiest way for us to have a signifier on the tier maker. So that, yeah, everything we are considering a band's entire discography when we rank them. And also, this is maybe not a distinctly quote-unquote post-hardcore. Rather, it is every band that has ever been called post-hardcore on an internet music board. So, yeah, okay. So, Color Me Lazy is saying Pierce the Veil is who they are referencing. So,
interesting.
I would play some in the chat, but we'll get DMCA'd. 100% definitely for sure. So, all right, we need votes. That's how I'm doing this because I don't have a hard enough call for Pierce the Veil, so we're going to have to average it out.
B, C, or D?
Yeah, we've got B's in chat, C's in chat, and D's in chat. Color Me Lazy says it's 10 out of 10. So that's one could say that would be an S signifier even.
You only get one vote.
Yeah, you only get one vote. This is a chat decides. Can I run a poll in chat? Is that possible?
Probably if you're like a good channel.
Yeah, we're not a good channel though, so that's a problem. Census Fail's not even in this one, but they almost were.
Yeah, there's a lot of crossover with our other list, and we didn't want to include like every band from the first list we did. So
yeah, we left off a few.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of D's. We've got a C, D. We've got an F, which is a letter that we don't even have here. We've got a high C. I'm comfortable with a high C. If I have to put myself into it at all, they don't rank up here with either of these at the very least, as those are super impactful for me. So, yeah, I'll roll with a high C. That's a respectful take, I think. Yeah. Respectful and respectable.
They can write some songs. It's just like, for me personally, they don't do much for me, but I can see why people like them.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I'll probably have hot takes about like Sleeping with Sirens whenever they come up on this list for whatever reason. Yeah, so not to get too jarring. But next we have esteemed post-hardcore album Yank Crime by esteemed post-hardcoreists Drive Like Jehu.
Yeah, and I feel like if there's any band on this list, this is one of them that you can just be like, yeah, they're post-hardcore.
Yeah, they are maybe the post-hardcore band. We're going to sanitize the list. Oh, okay.
I really, really like this album, and revisiting
I also
it today,
really, really like this album.
Confirmed, if not further entrenched that opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. Not for everyone, but they are the Godfathers. I like them more than I like Fugazi, which is, again, maybe a take.
I mean, yeah.
So, Dylan, welcome to the chat. Hopesfall. Yeah, Hopesfall is an interesting point. I will say a few points, again, for newcomers to the chat. We are ranking by band, and the list is dynamic. We are moving things up and moving things down. We're only using albums as signifiers, so yeah, that's not necessarily any one of these particular albums. Hopefall found themselves in middle B because I'm not as big of a fan of their later material, and we both kind of agreed with that. Duke, yes. So it's not about albums. The problem here is that Drive Like Jehu only really has one extremely notable album, I feel like, being Yank Crime. I mean, so that's kind of, I think, why that's sort of pushing up a little bit. But yeah, we are definitely ranking the band rather than specifically the album. So I think, okay, so I like Drive Like Jehu.
No lower than high A.
No lower than high A. I agree with that entirely. Yeah. Is that reasonable to chat? Whoa. Mid or low C? I'm going to let y'all duke that out yourselves. Yeah, S albums bands are immovable at this point, I think. Yeah, that's they're pretty fucking untouchable. Yeah, Yank Crime is a high A for me. I think if there was a wider breadth of material to work with, I could see them moving upwards, but in my personal headcanon, I would be more likely to put them in a high A. I am agreeing with that take. Yeah. I won't say speak now or forever hold your peace because it is a dynamic. D, I didn't realize that this was a controversial band.
I didn't either. This was our hottest take, I guess.
If you put them mid or low C, then maybe go to bed and try again tomorrow. They're not going mid or low C. I'm putting Drive Like Jehu at a high A. I'm cool with this right here. Actually, like you know what? No, for influence alone, I'm putting them at the top of A. Yeah, I agree with Peyton's standpoint here. If you put them D, then you don't like the genre. And I think that's actually a really good point. And there are a lot more S's in this list. Absolutely. We're not done with S yet. They are A for affluent.
We do all kinds of S.
Yeah, we do. S is for days. We got Glassjaw, Sat the Drive-In, Sure's Day, Saosin, and the Slood Brothers. Which I do like how A makes them arrive like Jehu. Okay. All right. Let's see. Escape the Fate. This was a last-minute ad that I don't even know how we landed here.
I mean, you're going to have Pierce the Veil and Aiden.
Yeah, we had Pierce the Veil, we had Aiden, we had a Skylit Drive. So it really...
I think they're above any of those three.
I agree. Because I'm not a fan of them, but I think the first EP kicks ass. It sounds like Thrice.
I mean, I think the first LP is good for what it is and when it came out. The what's it called? Dying is Your Latest Fashion. The one from this album cover. Yeah.
Okay, we gotta be. See, okay, here's the thing. If we're talking about weight of the entire discography, I can't put Escape the Fate any higher than C. Just on the basis of I just don't really like much of anything after the first EP. I'm like pretty lukewarm on the first full length, and otherwise, again, I just like all of these bands more, a lot more. They would be higher than Pierce the Veil for me, though. But then again, if I'm going off of personal preference, so would Drop Dead Gorgeous. So I'm gonna throw Escape the Fate to votes in the chat.
Yeah, what do we got for Escape the Fate? They're a C for me, but what do we think?
We've got C or D. We've got low C. We've got DD. We've got A. We've got C. This is getting hard. Though I'm gonna call out a chatter. I am enjoying Color Me Lazy's takes very much because it is a distinct. I like having the oppositional take in the chat. Drop Dead Gorgeous, I think for me is also the top C.
Yeah, I would put them top C probably of the three that are there. I would maybe drop. I don't know, based on what everyone is saying and what I think and what you think about. I think Escape the Fate should go right under Drop Dead for the top C bands. That's how I think.
Yeah, everyone
That's
did.
True.
That is
of
very
all the
true.
Fashion-y post-hardcore.
They definitely inspired a lot of bands in an aesthetic sense for sure. I cannot disagree with that at all.
The only thing is they put out a lot of albums, and I don't care about any of them.
That's my problem too. Is like
It's like a lot of mediocre content, and it's just like.
Here's my call. I'm bringing Drop Dead Gorgeous to top C. I'm gonna put Escape the Fate here, and
they're a D trying to be a B. I think.
Oh my God, that is the take. I can't even confidently say No, I was about to say, I don't think I could say I know what that means, but I 100% know what that means. So I'll roll with that. Yeah, they're a high C for me. I can be cool with that because I did really, really like that first EP back in the day. And I can at least respect the fact that they can play their fucking instruments too. So I can roll with that.
Some choruses, they had some riffs.
I can roll with that. All right, if we want to get into some more modern wave makers, people in the chat have to have opinions about Dance Gavin Dance.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not going to express my opinion until chat has expressed their opinion.
Baby, what do we think?
But yeah, I think Dance Gavin Dance will be a pretty hot property in the chat. Hopefully.
First time I heard of this band, I saw them at a show and I was talking to a PETA guy at the merch counter.
Oh, damn.
2007.
Okay, we've got B's. We got S. Mid B. I think, Adam, you and I probably even have conflicting takes on Dance Gavin Dance, so.
We got B, mid B.
Yeah, Dance Gavin Dance is S tier for me. Musicianship, S tier. Yeah, we're doing band, not the album. Sorry.
We have the most confusing stream of all time.
Yeah, it's really hard getting square photos of bands. Yeah,
so I think big props to Dance Gavin Dance for basically being the only band that anyone cares about anymore in the genre.
Yeah, this is very true. Absolute authority.
Progressed a lot and done every style they've done pretty well.
They don't have a single bad album.
I'm not big on like Tillian personally. I don't hate him, but he's not my favorite vocalist. But as far as their albums, just like consistency throughout their discography, it's really hard for me to put them below an S. And how much I like the early stuff,
Yeah,
and that carries a lot for me personally.
They're an S for me for sure.
Yeah, they're still extremely relevant. Like they're one of the few scene bands I feel like that anybody cares about anymore.
They've pretty much spawned an entire genre.
Yeah.
Like the whole quote I know like Swancore I think is kind of like a meme, but the amount of bands that clearly just bite Dance Gavin Dance's sound 100% is innumerable at this point.
Yeah, I think S tier for Swan.
Yeah, S tier for Swan. I think S is where we go. Now, where in S is probably the next question. Yeah, they are a powerhouse right now, and again, they're just incredibly fucking consistent. Not a single bad album, in my opinion. They've gone through 3 singers and done well with all of them.
Yeah.
What if Dance Gavin Dance was mid-2010s Fall Out Boy arena rock? That sounds cursed as shit.
I mean, that's kind of what they are now, isn't it?
Who, Dance Gavin Dance or Fall Out Boy? Why did I say Fall Out Boy that way? Fall Out Boy. Why did I don't know what.
Dance Gavin Dance is arena post-hardcore.
Yeah, all right. Where in S are they going?
Oh. I could put them above Blood Brothers.
I'm cool with that. That might be a hot take, but I'm cool with that.
Discography, I think they go above Saosin.
Yeah, I agree with that too. All right.
I couldn't argue putting them over the other 3, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Like they've kind of taken a new sound and made it popular, which is really impressive.
Yeah, like they've really they've just hit their niche in a really magnificent way. I'm very proud of them. They're just really, really, really kicking it. Yeah, above Saosin with the lineage. I agree. Just all that consistency, cannot understate that shit. The Fall of Troy.
Here we go. This will be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm actually a little hard pressed to rate The Fall of Troy. And that's just somebody who's listened to them a pretty fair bit. I feel like The Fall of Troy has actually had an interesting arc of music in that I really liked them and then I didn't care much about them and then I thought they got good again.
Yeah. Is it weird that my favorite part of The Fall of Troy is Thomas Erik's voice?
I like his voice as well, and I was about to say, if we want to talk about band through lines, these two have a lot in common. At the Drive-In and Fall of Troy. I had them both on a playlist earlier, and I was like, oh, like one after the other, there is a lot of connecting points there.
Honestly, sometimes Fall of Troy reminds me of Mars Volta a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah, where do they go? I mean, Alex got them at S. We got high A, A+. What else?
I think S is a fair call for them. Again, they're a band that's like weathered a lot of like shit in their time. Oh, yeah, Austin, I see exactly what you're talking about. No, it's fine. We did think about Census Fail.
It does look like.
Yeah, Dance Gavin Dance wouldn't be without The Fall of Troy, but one could say that Dance Gavin Dance expanded on that sound in a very different way. Just as The Fall of Troy wouldn't exist without At the Drive-In.
To be honest, A, though?
Are you saying A for Fall of Troy, Alec? I'm almost confident enough to defer to the Alec opinion on The Fall of Troy.
There's a lot of A's in the chat, and I think personally I would agree with that, like, for me.
Yeah, I could roll with that, too. Silverstein we kept out because we had them in our last stream, and we tried to undo concurrent bands unless they felt really, really relevant. And we ended up cutting the list before we put Silverstein on it. But we're both like Silverstein fanboys.
Yeah. Silverstein isn't on the list because they're SS tier post-hardcore.
Yeah.
For Silverstein.
Yeah, they are in our mallcore list where they were an easy S tier.
I think I'd put Fall of Troy at the top of A maybe.
Yeah. See, that's my thing. I love Doppelganger. I grew to like Manipulator, and I like Phantom on the Horizon a lot. And then they kind of just disappeared for me a little bit. And then their newest stuff, I think, is surprisingly good. Like a delightful return to form in a way. So, yeah, they're not, to me, on the level of a lot of these bands from a breadth of discography standpoint. They're an easy below all of the ones in S tier on a personal opinion list. For me, I would maybe put them above the number 12 here only in the context of post-hardcore, if we want to get genre-specific and impact. So, yeah, that's where they're sitting for me right now. Yeah, okay. No, I'm not getting any harsh dissent on that opinion, so I'm just leaving it there.
I think everybody's solid on Fall of Troy A, which is kind of surprising that that's the consensus.
Yeah.
But I think that is totally fair.
All right, Funeral for a Friend.
Doppelganger is such a good album.
Doppelganger is an amazing album. Funeral for a Friend.
I think Funeral for a Friend is a sleeper band.
I think they're a sleeper band, too.
I think they're a sleeper because they released two, not quite genre-defining, but two pretty great and popular albums, like kind of in the mall era, but still pulling a lot more from hardcore than a lot of other bands were, as far as like the heaviness and the riffage. But then they put out some albums that weren't so great.
Yeah.
And like some EPs. But then they reinvented themselves in like 2012 or so and just put out like a melodic hardcore LP, and it was incredible. Like one of their best releases.
Yeah.
But I don't know that they were really in the vein of post-hardcore. So
right.
It's like
they're an interesting band. I think they're an easy higher tier band in the mallcore list, but a little bit more confusing here. Also, swap Fall of Troy and Dance Gavin Dance. I can't do it. I think that might be a hot take, but I'm a self-proclaimed Dance Gavin Dance fanboy. I will gladly put that out there. They've taken up a lot. They've taken up a lot more of my ear space than the Fall of Troy has in recent years.
Funeral for a Friend?
I can't. Funeral for a Friend would be like at the highest point of C if I were to put them.
I mean, Funeral for a Friend is way better than Chiodos, first off.
I agree with that, actually. Even here, okay, this...
7 Ways to Scream Your Name is great. The riff in this year's Most Open Heartbreak is such a good riff, like throughout, like all the riffs in that song. Some of my favorite riffs in like the post-hardcore genre or whatever.
Yeah, see, okay, I'm going to do this. This is where my brain goes.
Yeah, I think personally for me, they're above the Receiving End of Sirens, but I don't know how everybody else would feel about that. I think they had catchier peaks.
Yeah. We got no strong opinions on the Receiving End of Sirens, though, and I think both of us listened to Funeral for a Friend a lot more, so I'm putting them above them just on a personal basis.
Yeah,
until someone says otherwise. Receiving End of Sirens is definitely the band where we're like, people are going to be mad if we don't talk about them, and then it was like, so
no one cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. So Funeral for a Friend can go right here. So cool. So Fugazi. How do we rank Fugazi?
Basically, if you type post-hardcore in, this is the band that comes up.
Spencer is lobbying for Heavy Heavy Lolo in the A tier spot, which I do respect. I don't think I can do it quite yet, but we'll see where the night takes us. I did zoom out so I can make a little more room without things crossing over into the next column. I think Receiving End of Sirens is okay where they are, too. I like that.
Yeah, I think that's good. Top end of the middle.
Absolutely. F for Fugazi.
Oh,
Yeah, I was about to say that's a really good way to draw attention to
They have a
our.
Z in their name.
That's true. Z tier Fugazi. Yeah, what's the Fugazi anyway?
I mean, what can you say about Fugazi? I mean, impact alone.
Impact is very strong.
Probably the most impactful band on this list.
Yeah.
When it comes to bringing like the DIY ethos into the broader consciousness.
Yeah, Century's ahead of all bands in B.
Oh yeah, they're no lower than A, I would say.
I respect Fugazi a lot, but I'm not the biggest fan on a musical level.
I mean, I see that sentiment.
I prefer Drive Like Jehu by like a country mile to Fugazi, and I would say the same thing for At the Drive-In if we're talking about like squarely influential bands.
At the Drive-In, they're more up my alley than Fugazi. I say their influence carries them a good bit up the list.
Yeah.
Oh God, it's hard for me.
Oh, Centuries ahead of all of the bands in B was the heavy low take. Oh,
well,
shit.
They are Centuries ahead of all bands in B.
Think of it this way. Don't think of B so much as the letter grade B. Think of B as the subboard of 4chan.org.
Yeah, it's random.
Yeah, it's random.
I don't know. I put Fugazi in. Personally, for me,
they have to be an A.
In A.
They have to be an A at least. They're below Drive Like Jehu for me.
Yeah, we just have the most concurrent viewers right now to watch us
rank Fugazi
somewhere they don't want them to be. But I don't know, with the way this chat's going, they're probably all like Fugazi's D tier.
Yeah, this has been a very
Fugazi album with Craig was decent.
Yeah, Fugazi for influence is
bottom of B.
Bottom of B. We're watching.
I would put Fugazi right up there next to Drive Like Jehu.
Yeah, let's do it.
Personally, for me, it's like a toss-up who I'm going to listen to that day. If I'm going to... Like, my new thing is just waking up in the morning on the weekend, drinking a coffee, playing chess, and listening to one of Fugazi or Drive Like Jehu. That's my new kind of... That's the guy I'm becoming.
Oh, Jen says if we're ranking bands, Fugazi has to be S. I also really like the idea that we've created a list where Dance Gavin Dance is in a higher tier than Fugazi.
This isn't meant to piss you off. I think it's pretty obvious that we're seeing kids who got into all other music through that.
Yeah, let's be real here.
That's the lens we're coming through. I mean, everybody's shaped by the music.
Okay. There's room for these to move upwards. We've well, I don't want to offend Jen.
Yeah. As the representative of our female demographic, that's a lot of weight.
That's heavy weight. I can't just sit here and be like, I don't give a fuck. This is a lot for me to think about right now. Oh, it's too late now.
Secret Lives is so much better than Beloved? No. I disagree. I disagree.
Okay.
Personally.
I don't know about so much better, but I definitely put them on pretty equal footing. Oh yeah, we're the OG
I think they're
scene
in the same
kids.
tier, but I think Beloved's better.
Yeah, we need to have a
OG
scene photo stream at one point.
Yeah. I mean, we're old. Like, let's see if we can put this. I was in middle school when Fugazi was still putting out albums. I don't know. Is that?
Yeah, I would probably say the same, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely old enough to party.
Yeah, we're old enough to party. Yeah, Fugazi A tier. I think a lot of people might be mad at that, but I don't know if anybody in this chat would be necessarily mad at that.
Yeah, different isn't the only criteria of good. Okay, I like that. Color Me Lazy says Me Without You A to S tier. Me Without You is going to be an interesting one.
I think their early discography is super strong.
Absolutely.
And you can hear the Fugazi influence, the At the Drive-In influence on like.
Oh yeah, their early stuff is pretty squarely post-hardcore.
I want to call it Silencer, but that's the song. What, A to B? A to B Life.
A to B Life, yeah.
Jesus. My wife is going to murder me
My wife.
for not saying that immediately.
Yeah, I love A to B Life, and I love Catch for Us the Foxes.
Catch for Us oh my god. Catch for Us the Foxes is their best album. It's so good. It's like a grunge album.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's so good.
I will admit to falling off of Me Without You a little bit when they kind of lean towards folky stuff, and that's just like a personal taste issue, honestly.
I have a soft spot for the folky stuff, but it's not my favorite.
I think, did they have an EP before A to B Life? I don't actually remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah, they definitely had one that was notably heavier, I think. Yeah, I Never Said That I Was Brave. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I remember listening to that, downloading that shit off of like SoulSeek or something and being like, what?
I mean, Me Without You is an A-tier band for me.
Yeah, and they're heavily influential, obviously.
They're very, very influential. They did something
heavily influential. Heavily influential.
We can't play it. We're gonna get removed from YouTube.
Yeah, we can't play anything. Last time we played literally anything at all on stream, we just got DMCA'd like 14 times. Me Without You is A tier for me.
I say they're A tier. Where do they sit in A tier?
That's a good question. Where is Me Without You in A tier? Because that's where we're putting them.
Yeah, for me, it's like above Alexis on Fire, but I could see other people disagreeing, maybe. It would be like in that middle of A tier.
Yeah. Mid A. Yeah, they're a mid A tier for sure, I think.
Ooh, SSSSS tier.
Oh, yeah, you can drop the link for sure. We can't play it on here, but you can put whatever in the chat for sure.
Video.
Yeah, they're not consistent as a sound, but artistically they are. That is a really good point.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. They definitely have a string of, like a theme that kind of goes underlying all of their music, but yeah, stylistically they're all over the place.
Yeah, if we want to consider solely
their heavier sounds after they released It's All Crazy, It's All False.
Yeah. If we want to talk about squarely in the realm of post-hardcore, I might like the number 12 more as a band, but if we want to talk about genre, then yeah, I think Me Without You is right here below The Fall of Troy.
I think that's fair.
So now, here's the dicey conversation. Having just ranked Me Without You, what are our thoughts on La Dispute? I don't think that they are an immediately samey band, but they do get brought up in the same conversations pretty often.
Yeah, the spoken word thing, obvious through lines.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Duke, that is a very good idea. We should have a public server so we can put the music in there.
Oh yeah.
That would be a really good idea. I think La Dispute's an A-tier band as well.
Yeah. Some of their stuff after Wildlife kind of...
They did fall off a bit after Wildlife for me. High B is also agreeable point.
Enjoy them more than Me Without You.
I enjoy their early stuff. I enjoy Somewhere Between the River and
Somewhere
Wildlife
Between the River
more than Me Without You, objectively, for me. But... yeah, I guess weighing impact.
You is for when you're sad about God, and a lot of dispute is for when you're sad about a girl.
That's true. See, that's the thing, is it's really hard for me to put La Dispute higher than Me Without You, only on the basis of that very clear through line of influence. It's hard for me to rank a band higher. I think you would
put them right below them.
Yeah, actually, I think that's the fair call. I would put them even Steven. Yeah, Vancouver's really raw too. Yeah, I think La Dispute's A. Right next to Me Without You.
Here. Uh-oh.
Okay, we're back. We're back.
Oopsie.
We're back. We're back. I think we're back.
Let me see. I'll refresh the stream.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're back. So, yeah, Dance Gavin Dance is above Fall of Troy for me because I feel like the entirety of their discography is way more consistent than the Fall of Troy.
Yeah, I think that was...
I think the Fall of Troy has points where they may have had a significant influence on 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1?
Oh.
Oh, damn. It shit just dropped off hard.
Oopsie.
Yeah, well, that's technology. Go. 3, 2,
Oopsie.
1, go.
I'm way behind.
Yeah, hopefully it'll catch up. If it's delayed, it's delayed. What can we do? Yeah, I don't know what you're saying right now. You're just saying go. 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 Go.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's still a delay.
Oh, yeah. I think there was a delay before, too, though. Yeah, I just think it's kind of unavoidable. Yeah, we're back. We back.
We're out here.
So, all right. I do want to cover the Dance Gavin Dance above Fall of Troy comment. And my thought process on that is just, honestly, Dance Gavin Dance has had a more consistent discography from my standpoint. I think that they have more consistently good music, and I think the Fall of Troy had points where they pretty distinctly fell off. And I just don't think there is as much of that with Dance Gavin Dance. Even Dance Gavin Dance's worst albums, I feel like, are better than Fall of Troy's worst albums. Also, Spencer, yes, that would be awesome. Thank you. I trust your judgment very much, and OBS has been giving us a shit fit lately. So, yeah, I don't know. Law Dispute and Me Without You for me. Yeah.
I put them right below.
Yeah, I put them right below as well. There's a pretty immediate...
I think I like Beloved more. I don't know. It's toss-up for me. In that range, mid-A. I'm fine with anywhere in mid-A.
Yeah, I do think there's a really immediate through line from Me Without You to Law Dispute, but I think the irony here is that Me Without You and Law Dispute also have really similar inconsistencies in their discographies, in my opinion. Even if it just comes down to how much I like different parts of their discographies. So I feel kind of comfortable putting them right next to each other, honestly. They both have ups and they both have downs. Yeah. Refused is a fun one.
Refused is an S tier band for me.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with that.
I don't know. What do you think about?
Oh, Spencer sent Me Without You on that Norma Jean track, though. Yeah, is one of the most epic moments in metalcore history. That's top tier for sure. Yeah, Refused has to be S tier.
Yeah, I not only were they highly, highly influential, but I personally love them.
Yeah, they're definitely a punk band. They're like maybe the punkiest band on this list.
They brought the groove more than maybe any band ever to do this genre. The like polyrhythm groove, like the guitars will be doing, and the drums are playing straight, and you're just like breaking your forehead on the table listening to them. I mean, their early stuff, just kind of heavy, almost like Tough Guy style hardcore, and then what they did from like kind of starting with Songs to Fan the Flames into, and then Shape of Punk to Come is just insane.
Yeah.
Like insanely experimental and influential and catchy.
Yep.
And
catchy is catchy and hype is.
Dennis just throws out the woo.
Yeah.
Like
it's fun.
It's out woos in a non-cringe way.
Right. Like it's actually fun.
Refused is fun. It's angry. It's punk as hell. It's catchy. It's experimental. Yeah, they're at the top of S tier for me personally.
Top of S tier. They're not over Glassjaw for me. They're maybe not over at the drive-in for me. They're maybe not even over Thursday for me on a personal level, but I can agree that they should be above Thursday.
They're above Thursday for me.
Well, then let's put them above Thursday. Yes, no, maybe so. This is where I would personally put them in the lineup, but I'm willing to adjust. God, we gotta find some D tier bands, okay?
We're getting there.
All right. Yeah. I love Touche Amore. I think we almost put them in the chat, but we just had them in the Screamo ranking last week. So I strayed away from them because they sit more squarely in that genre for me, though I can agree that they kind of ride the fence a little bit. But yeah. I think they are great. And, yeah, I think they are very good. Also a very consistent band for sure.
They're like consistently boring to me. I don't know if that's fair to them, but I just never really like. They're okay, but they don't really do much for me personally. So I probably have them much lower than you. I'd be interested to see what everybody else thinks.
Yeah.
Like I'd probably have them in like B, middle of B.
Yeah, I agree with that. Didn't they just put Coloring Book EP on Spotify? Spencer, I think they just put Coloring Book on Spotify because that was like a news headline. Yeah. Yeah, that just happened like this past week. So, congratulations.
Congratulations, I hate you.
Yeah, we're almost there, don't worry. The Bled is the next band, and that also goes in line with bands that are kind of riding that line of metalcore and post-hardcore. I absolutely love Past the Flask. It sits very similarly to these albums in my head, but I don't really give that much of a crap about everything that came after it. Which again is disappointing because I feel like Past the Flask is also a like uniquely good album. So I don't know. The Bled's another band that I feel like is often under discussed. Are we talking under Heavy Heavy Low Low for the Bled? Because I would be cool with that placement because Past the Flask is probably one of the best. Like,
I think that makes sense.
Yeah. I think in my personal headcanon, Past the Flask is a better album than these one-hit wonders, quote-unquote. So I would probably push them further up on personal influence. And their after stuff is not as bad as the after stuff of some of these bands, too. Or as uninteresting, maybe I'll phrase it. I don't like Found in the Flood that much. It had some hits, but it was not nearly as good for me. I'll put him above Funeral for a Friend, personally, I think. How did He Is Legend not get on this list? He Is Legend is, in my opinion, extremely not post-hardcore. Even their most post-hardcore material was kind of skewing away from that genre, and then they very distinctly became just not that genre at all on pretty much everything else, I think. When even the other bands that are kind of like one-hit wonders here definitely at least stayed in the genre to some capacity.
Yeah.
I like He Is Legend a lot. Yes, Papa Roach is post-hardcore. 100%. And that's actually the guideline that we're using for every band on this list.
Yeah, you have to be at least as much post-hardcore as Papa Roach.
You have to be at least as post-hardcore as Papa Roach. Yeah, I think He Is Legend. I don't even know if I call He Is Legend metalcore. He Is Legend is just a heavy-ass rock band, I feel like. That's
hard rock.
They're hard rock. Listen, they're not called Papa Roach for nothing. When people ask the question, "Who is your daddy?" they say Papa Roach. Yeah, I Am Hollywood is their. I Am Hollywood and their EP are probably their most distinctly post-hardcore albums. But again, nothing else in their discography is like even a little bit, in my opinion. So they just didn't really click in that way when discussing this for me. Though I do objectively like them. Another band that I actually like way more now than I did when I was a teenager. He is Legend. They're just real raw rockers, you know?
Real rockin' attitudes.
Real rockin' attitudes with those guys. Yeah, Papa Roach is the father of shoegaze, post-rock, and hardcore all at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah, again, it's right there in the name. They don't call him Papa for nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bled, I'm putting them right here. Hey, rock and roll guys, do you play rock and roll? All right, now we're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Alisana.
Local legends. Alisana. One of the most influential post-hardcore bands of our age, of our era. I don't think I'll get any questions from the chat when I put them here. Right? That's okay, right?
What do we got for Alisana? No DGD without Alisana.
That's true. I mean, there's no... what would any of these bands be without Alisana?
There's no Refused without
There's
Alisana.
no Refused without Alisana. The only reason these arms are snakes is because Alisana turned them into them. The only reason Alexis is on fire is because Alisana set the torch.
Over scaring kids. Scaring kids.
No Miles Davis without Alisana. That's what I always say.
That's true.
Whew.
Before there was Kind of Blue, there was kind of post-hardcore.
I don't know, man. I put Alisana on here almost as low tier fodder. I objectively enjoyed quite a few tracks off of that first album, but again, a band that totally fell off for me after that. And maybe that's more my problem than their problem.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they did the sound. That was very popular and catchy. I don't know.
But they were a distinct influence on Miles Davis, so.
That's true. Yeah, that can't be ignored.
Yeah, it's he always says that.
I don't know. I feel like I couldn't put them below pure Escape the Fate.
No, I couldn't either, actually.
Maybe
I don't know if this is a hot take, but somebody's getting a little close to C.
Yeah. I wouldn't argue against it.
All right, before we continue this discussion, we're moving Scary Kids to a high C.
Yeah,
I don't feel good about it, but it's just what had to happen.
They kept scaring the kids.
Yeah, the kids aren't having it anymore.
The kids aren't all right, and it's because they're being scared.
They're too scared. As Cities Burn, kind of boring.
Ooh. I guess you could say that about their later stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
They're pretty hype to start with, though.
I'm just fighting words around these parts. Ugh.
I don't know. Alisana.
Better than Aiden.
Yeah, high C, somewhere below Drop Dead.
Below maybe. Drop Dead, maybe above Escape the Fate. Fair. There is
Everyone
a city,
makes that mistake.
A city will be a burning. Gentlest when. Good question.
I don't know if does the Contortionist count?
There would be no one in B because all the mids were scooped.
Nice. That's good.
Better than a Skylit Drive, actually. I will agree with that.
Good.
Alisana, better than a Skylit Drive.
Better than Bless the Fall. Better than Escape the...
Bless the Fall's not even on this list.
Oh, Pierce the Veil. Sorry.
Yeah.
Escape the Fate is D. I don't know. They're better than Aiden.
They're better than Aiden. All of these bands are better than
Skylit
Aiden
Drive.
to me. But we need... Somebody's going to land in D at some point. I mean, it's only a matter of time. We're just stacking the deck until it happens. Alisana's going to go here. Fair?
I'm okay with that.
Can we roll with that? No. Spencer, I don't know why you have to ask me this question when it's obvious that Papa Roach is better than Aiden, because they're also better than the Scary Kids, and they're also better than the Heavy Lolos, and Alexis Fire, and Drive Like Jesus, and Glassmouth. I don't know what to tell you.
Glass to mouth.
Glass to mouth. You never go glass to mouth.
From glass to mouth.
T-Foil, welcome to the chat. Alisana's debut EP was pretty hot. We can say that because they're another North Carolina band. Yeah, the S plus band Papa Roach. T-Foil, I don't know if that's who you were referencing, but that's what we're putting out there. So thank you. Yeah, this is we're definitely getting into the rawest part of the content right now. Yeah. So moving from Alisana is another clear influence on the band Alisana is Daughters. What are our takes on Daughters in the chat? Are they post-hardcore? I don't know. Who could say? Not me. But
I don't like
they're
them.
Here. You don't like them. He don't like them.
Nothing for me. Somebody's got to be the guy that doesn't like them. That's me.
I actually enjoy Alex' take here. They're suffering noise, and they take all the rankings at once.
You know?
Yeah, I like Daughters, but I can also respect that they are a very acquired taste. Now, again, I don't know if this is fair or not, but if we want to talk about immediate through lines, Heavy Lolo pulls a lot from the Daughters book. Drop Dead Gorgeous probably also, a lot of those Panic Chord bands are taking a lot out of Daughters book, just not really doing it with any real noteworthy finesse. We've got an S tier. Daughters is a really profound band.
Daughtry.
Yes. Yeah.
Local band.
I don't think I could go all the way to S with them, but
I can't allow that.
Yeah, no, I know you can't. They've definitely been
they're
over.
They're better than Aiden.
They're definitely better than Aiden. I'd say they're better than all of these bands. They are hugely influential, but I don't know if they're hugely influential in the conversation of post-hardcore. Yeah, they're a hard pull into this list. And I feel like they will be a hot placement regardless of where they are.
Yeah, depending on who you ask.
Yeah. Because, okay, we've got a high... This is actually where I was going to put them. Again, if we want to talk about genre impact and them not really being in the genre, I think it is a perfect irony to put them right next to and right above Heavy Lolo, because I feel like of all the bands in here, Heavy Lolo is biting them most immediately. So that's... They do have a Justin Pearson vibe to them. They are not a Justin Pearson band, but they are... Again, immediate through lines here. If you listen to any of the bands that have been doing the panic chord breakdown thing or the sort of like wonky mathcore sass thing, all of them have daughters to thank for that, like, immediately. And Daughters is a way more technically competent band than Heavy Heavy Low Low. This is not a dig on Heavy Heavy Low Low, but again, I love them, but there are some bands where I just can't, in any good faith, move them above. There's still room for change. Don't worry.
The list is ever changing.
The list is ever changing. Dead Poetic. I don't even know how I feel about Dead Poetic.
I kind of liked them when they were
I did too.
Kind of fresh. They weren't bad. They were kind of on that, I don't know. They're sort of in the Scary Kids tier for me, if I really think about it. Maybe a little better, but what do we think?
Maybe everyone else is listening to the wrong Daughters. Yeah, Dead Poetic is almost like, they're like alt rock post-hardcore. Like, does that make sense? Yeah, I would call them mid-C. I find them very forgettable. Their early material was kind of cool and post-hardcore-y and that sort of thing. But Dead Poetic is kind of forgettable to me. Are we in agreement there?
Pretty forgettable. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I said kind of Scary Kids tier. They had a moment, but they don't really rise above anything.
Yeah.
No one's citing them as like a major influence or anything.
They're dead to Alec.
Yeah.
True.
Well, when they stopped being poetic, they died.
I'm going to say...
D for dead.
Actually, do you want to just do that?
I think gotta move Skylit Drive down.
I think a Skylit Drive can come down too. But a Skylit Drive is... Okay, I think a Skylit Drive is better than Pierce the Veil.
Interesting.
But I don't have as much of an opinion about Pierce the Veil.
I don't really either. They're about the same to me. Those like...
I'll pull a Skylit Drive down on the basis of lack of invention. Not even catchy. Is that cool? Does that track?
That makes sense to me.
Like, I would pull them down on the same basis of Dead Poetic being boring. That's kind of where I roll with for them. Again, we've got a good all right, we've got a lot of pressure from the chat to pull Pierce the Veil. Are we pulling Pierce the Veil?
I mean, I'm okay with it.
All right, Pierce the Veil. The veil has been pierced, which leaves more room for things in C now, which I think we might need. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because I think we're gonna I'm screen capping what's going on right now. Just the bands left. I just really want to have this snipped. That's all I wanted. Wait, who recorded whose vocals because their vocalist couldn't sing it? I'm curious about that. Kit Walters had to record whose vocals because their vocalist couldn't sing it. I'm legit very interested in that story.
Yeah, which band?
Really? No, actually, Moropso, I agree with you. I
I'm fine
love,
with it.
love this album, but you're absolutely right. I can't keep them in the same tier as these bands, knowing that the rest of their discography exists. So I'll take one for the team. I'll pull down a Static Lullaby. That's fine by me. That makes this a much stronger tier, in my opinion, and we've got our curve looking a little bit better. We cool on that? Yeah. All right, so, to follow up post-hardcore hits like Pierce the Veil and Dead Poetic, we, of course, have Rite of Spring, which you have spent a lot more time with than I have, admittedly. So I'm pretty willing to defer to your take there, as well as whatever chat thinks.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely... And they were hard to put on the... It makes sense to put them on this list, but... You could just as easily put them on like an emo list. I think kind of both terms were sort of invented around the same time, and to call bands like this those terms, I don't know. For me, they're an A tier band. I wouldn't put them above any of these bands that are in S or on the same level as.
Oh,
and I don't think I put them on the same level as Fugazi. So somewhere in A tier.
I can roll
they
with
had
that.
Kind of one release, so it's like.
Yeah. Mauricio, welcome to the chat.
Hello, Mauricio.
Based on your question, I think it is very important for me to restate the topic of this list. This is the Whose Genre Is It Anyway? Post-hardcore hellscape. Every band that has ever been called post-hardcore on an internet music board. So we're really just rolling with the idea that we've fielded every question possible, and nobody can give us a distinct answer as to what post-hardcore is. So we just ranked every band that could be thrown into that conversation. And yet, for confirmation, once again, we are ranking based on the band, not the album, despite the fact that we are using album artwork to determine where a band's placement goes, solely because Tiermaker likes pretty square images, so... Cool.
I think I'd put Rites of Spring somewhere in the low A for me personally. I know they were highly influential, and that helps them. But I don't know. What do other people have experience with them?
I think if we put Rites of Spring in A, and I think that's where they should be, I think that something has to come out of A.
I mean...
I think if Daughters is in B, These Arms Are Snakes is in B.
I'm okay with that because, I mean, neither of those bands are really my thing.
Yeah, we'll pull... they've sat there for a while. I'm putting them there. Is that cool? Are we cool with that? Listen, Spencer, it's not my fault, Adam's fault, anyone in the chat's fault, or any of these bands' fault that they're not as good as Papa Roach.
It's all our fault that no one could top Papa Roach.
Yeah, Secret Lives might be making its way down too.
That's how I feel personally. Like, I don't think they're bad, but they're not A for me.
So, Mauricio, that is a great question. Bands like Far Side, Rival Schools, Quicksand. Of all of those, I probably spent the most time with Quicksand, but we tried to cut the list at 40, and we tried to make it a relatively even mix of, quote-unquote, respectively post-hardcore bands and bands that are often referred to as post-hardcore. And we kind of ended up deferring to personal experience a lot more when we put the list together. Bands
and a lot more like what we have listened to the most.
Yeah.
Or knew was like super impactful in some way.
Quicksand does fucking rule, though. Rite of Spring as an A tier works for me. Whenever I don't know when we can do the top 40 country tier list, but there are a lot of good countries out there. I don't know who I would put at number one, but we've got some good countries. Yeah,
Maybe Georgia, because they have the same name as a state.
Yeah, that's
cool.
pretty cool. Singapore looks really futuristic. Dubai, when you see that shit from like really high up, looks really wild. Really, really neat. Is Dubai a country? A city?
No, it's a city in the UAE.
Yeah, it's a city in the UAE. That's right. Yeah. Sweden, Italy, Eric Church.
That's it.
Yeah, so Mauricio, it's a very good point to bring up too. Most of these are mostly called emo. Yeah, so the reason this is getting into kind of niche territory, into a very specific subset of conversations where you go up to someone and you say, I really like screamo bands or emo bands like Thursday or Saosin or The Fall of Troy, and then somebody's like, that's not emo, that's post-hardcore. And then you go talk to somebody and you're like, I like post-hardcore bands like Thursday or Saosin or The Fall of Troy, and they're like, that's not post-hardcore. Slint is post-hardcore. And you're like, I don't know what anything means. So here we are. That's how we landed on this absolute clusterfuck of a list. We take no responsibility for anything here. It's just on the basis of experience. With talking to people and being on the internet, unfortunately. Rite of Spring. You put them somewhere.
Mid-A. I don't know. I'd have them like somewhere around the Me Without You tier.
So here or here?
I think that's fine.
There? All right, cool. Slint Eastwood. All right, speaking of Slint, we got Slints in the chat. I think Slint is fucking awesome. I think, again, a lot of through lines there, but handled in a very different way. Bands like Me Without You and La Dispute have a lot to take from them. I objectively like Slint a lot more than I like Fugazi. I think they are way more interesting, and they are definitely, if anything, if I were to make, I guess, comparison, I think they're probably the other side of the Drive Like Jehu coin. They're maybe the more introspective band. Also probably godfathers of like post-rock too, in a very different way. But I think that is bordering on S-tier content from me.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Spiderland, but that's like the extent to my experience with
right,
which is a really, really, really good album.
I would be again, I don't know how much discussion is gonna crop up around Slint, but I would probably put them here, like either right before or right after Drive Like Jehu.
Yeah, that feels right.
All right, you're gonna give me the before or after, the over under on it. It's you.
I'd find anywhere in there is fine. I think.
Only because people seem to attribute them to post-rock a little bit more. I'm putting them right under.
I think that's fair.
Risk Revival, Hot Cross. Adam said he wasn't too familiar with Hot Cross, so we pulled him off the list.
That was one of those that just kind of like was a number of bands that were right on the edge. They could have made it. They might not have.
Yeah.
Kind of.
It's a Billy Werner free zone. We're only here for the Billy Werner DJ content.
Yeah. Yeah, Werner Williams or bust.
Yeah. That's the hot take. All right. We're I'm going to say it right now, but there's nothing less than S tier for me on Fear Before. Let's see what we got in the chat. Hot Cross is sick. Mauricio says, actually, I think you'd see somebody calling a band post-hardcore based on their age too. An old dude would call Rite of Spring post-hardcore because it's evolving from hardcore punk like Minor Threat. 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why we included. That's why Fugazi and Chiodos are on the same list.
Mm-hmm.
Is because the term has evolved over time, and we wanted to use the big umbrella term rather than try and nitpick and only do like the 80s, 90s bands that were like more directly tied to hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, Always Open Mouth is probably, in my opinion, I'm sure that not everyone agrees with this. Always Open Mouth specifically, if we're just talking album, is my favorite album on this entire list. I cannot overstate how much I love that album. Fear
Not
Before...
me.
No?
It's not my favorite album of anything on the list.
Fair. Fear Before is my easy S tier. Fear Before I would definitely put I would literally put here. But I'm
here for the hot takes.
That's
I like them a lot, but I would defer to you maybe.
Yeah, they are
a lot more experience.
Top 3, top 5 favorite bands of all time for me. I think they covered every conceivable part of the post-hardcore spectrum, from the sceney stuff, sort of, with Odd How People Shake, going into like botch territory, Drive Like Jehu style stuff with Art Damage. The Always Open Mouth just handles all of it somehow.
Some stuff reminds me of Hopesfall.
Yeah, they get kind of
Some of what they do.
spacey on Always Open Mouth. They get a little sludgy on Always Open Mouth. They get a little post-punky on Always Open Mouth. They do everything on that album, and it is a big album, and it is a long album, and it is good from top to fucking bottom. And even their self-titled, which is... it tends to kind of skew lower for a lot of people, I think, is still objectively good, and generally underrated. So that's my Fear Before placement. I'm willing to accept argument or movement on that, but that is my take here. And
I don't see any arguments from the chat.
yeah,
and I like them enough to not want to like try and bump them down, even though they're not an S band for me personally. I think based on what everybody has said, they're pretty unanimously S, and that puts them at the top.
Yeah, they're god tier for me, like untouchable. Yeah, I could definitely talk about how impactful the Always Open Mouth is for like.
I mean, didn't we put
hours.
Squealaloon at the top of the S tier and our Screamo list?
We did.
I feel like we always got a not a bad take, but a warm take.
Yeah.
In the S tier.
Yeah, Fear Before.
I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Thrice.
Yeah, Thrice is next. Thrice was what in the Mallcore list? A?
I think so.
I think they were A. Yeah, Fear Before is exactly why I like post-hardcore. I agree with that take. Drop As Cities Burn. That is going to be a hard call for the people running the stream. That is...
they're way too impactful to me personally.
Same. For very, like, personal reasons, too.
Yeah.
And... yeah, I don't know. I would say that Son, I Loved You at Your Darkest is kind of distinctly post-hardcore in a Under Oathy sort of way. And Come Now Sleep is post-hardcore in a very different sort of way.
I think Come Now Sleep's almost post-hardcore in like an early Jimmy Eat World mixed with
yeah.
I don't know, like the I don't know who you compare them to guitar-wise. Almost at the drive-in on that album.
Agreed.
Like the dueling kind of weird noodly double.
They can't
lines almost.
They can't move for me. They're about as low as I could let them go, and I still hold a little bit of like weird like personal disdain for them, even now. So I kind of can't get away from them.
There's only so much you can argue with a band on Twitter.
Yeah, it's only so much before it starts getting, burying itself deep in your psyche.
Thrice and A going into B. I think that's a pretty good like area to target. I really, really like Thrice, and I think especially I like their early stuff, which is more along the lines of like post-hardcore or like a melodic hardcore or like really heavy skate punk or something. and they've kind of maintained that sound. I would even say going into Visu, I would still call that a post-hardcore album.
I think so too.
And then everything after that kind of was different. And all of that material is like really, really good. I think you can take into account the latter half of their discography not being really in the genre, or some people would argue not as good. Second half of the discography is hit or miss for me.
That's fair.
But Illusion of Safety through Visu is a really, really good run for a band of 3 albums. I can't see them being below A.
I can't either.
Somewhere around the Beloved.
Moropso says
really
below
weak.
Secret Lives.
Ooh.
Late stuff was really weak.
I'm actually okay with that considering the late stuff.
I'm fine with the late stuff too, but I can roll with that from a post-hardcore standpoint. I think actually a lot of their later stuff, not maybe like the latest stuff that kind of veers into alt-rocky sort of territory, but like Beggars, and God, what is the one that came after that? Major Minor, is that it?
Major Minor, yeah.
I think that actually is somehow more distinctly post-hardcore in like this sort of sense than a lot of their other stuff
Than like
is.
Alchemy Indexes.
Yeah.
I would say that I agree with that.
But I'm okay with a low A on them.
Yeah.
I'll put them here for now. That's fine. Yeah, that
fine.
seems cool. I think Unwound is an interesting one. Definitely.
Very limited experience for me with this one.
Yeah, I used to listen to the shit out of Unwound, and I definitely like them for very similar reasons that I like these bands. Definitely a little more subdued, I think, and some of their stuff sort of veers into slowcore territory for me, just in, a really dissonant kind of off-putting sort of way, which is also why I like them, is that sort of like off-putting sort of dissonant factor. Again, like another pioneer band with an enormous discography, where I would definitely be lying if I said that I have listened to every single album they've put out, especially in any like substantial way. I don't think I can go S with them, even if just from like a personal impact standpoint. But I would definitely think that from, influence, they should sit pretty high. I mean, again, thinking of bands like These Arms Are Snakes and stuff would not exist without Unwound. Who is the band below Alisana? The band below Alisana is Aiden, who you might remember for their extremely generic, weird, like goth boy mascara post-hardcore. Yeah, I agree with Mauricio in that A tier for Unwound kind of falls in line with Slint and Drive Like Jehu when people say like that softcore post-rock vibe.
Yeah, they sit in that kind of vein for me too.
I think it's fair to maybe put them a little bit further down on the basis of kind of they're definitely one of the lighter bands on the list. As in, like, their stuff is a lot less, I don't know, there's a lot less aggression in it. Definitely falls into a sort of slowcore aesthetic in a way. To the right of Alisana is Escape the Fate. Yeah, where should Unwound go? I think A tier is a fair call, and this is as we expected. A tier and S tier were going to be pretty crowded on this list. Yeah, so that's the thing. I don't like Escape the Fate, but I really, really like their first EP. I don't think their first EP is as good as the early Alisana stuff, but I do think it is better than Pierce the Veil and Skylit Drive.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, straight up, if you go back and listen to their first EP, I think it sounds like early Thrice, which is crazy because they did kind of turn into a weird, like, butt rock band. But, yeah, kudos to them for...
You die post-hardcore or see yourself live long enough to become a butt rock band?
that actually is kind of proving true.
That's the path, at least these days.
Yeah, that's really a very honest and obvious take that is evidenced by a lot of the bands in front of us.
We could have put Asking Alexandria on here.
We could have, but I didn't want to deal with that. I didn't want to have to catch myself up on Asking Alexandria. Yeah, Unwound.
We should just do
A.
post-rock or post-hardcore bands that went butt rock tier list.
I'm thinking that we put on somewhere around Rite of Spring. You want to go above or below?
I think right above is fine.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
I think right around there makes sense to me.
So, luckily we always save the best for last. So, Sleeping with Sirens. I really don't know what anyone's take on this band is, and I might actually wager that my own take is probably not the same.
Do we have Sleeping with Sirens takes?
I do. What's the band between Fugazi and Fall of Troy?
Slint.
As Cities Burn.
Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, As Cities Burn. Sorry.
I'll be really honest. This particular EP fucking rules. I have listened to it a lot, and I will happily admit that. And the full length that came out after it is definitely one of the better, like, screamy pop albums that came out, especially during that, like, early 2010s era when everything was, like, super derivative. It was actually catchy. Homeboy has a really good voice, and it was, like, upbeat, but, like this album particularly was, like, really well-written metalcore with high singy vocals. And then the one after was just really good, like, screamy pop rock. I would say that they are, high D would be high. I don't know. I like them more than I like this Escape the Fate stuff. I like them more than I like Alisana. I like them more than I like Drop Dead Gorgeous, and I like them more than I like Scary Kids. So that's.
I'm honestly okay with putting them high C, but I don't. I mean, they're S for starting with an S. They actually have 2 S's.
That's true. That's true. They might be double S.
3 S's if you count the last one.
Very true. Don't know anything about As Cities Burn. They were on Tooth and Nail. So yeah, absolutely take a listen to As Cities Burn.
Listen to the first album.
Yeah, the first album is definitely the heaviest one. Second album is definitely a lot more subdued, but very good. And then the third album is a grower.
Christian angst.
Yeah, it has that very deeply Christian angst to it. I think they're extremely unique for that era and that, like, genre. Highly recommended. Yeah, Sleeping with Sirens is a C band for me on this list. I don't know if that's probably a, like, pseudo hot take, but they're, like, here for me. I don't give a fuck about their later stuff, but I feel that way about pretty much every band here, and I objectively like their early stuff a lot more. So, I said it.
I'm okay with it.
Well, it wouldn't be a post-hardcore tier list if we didn't include the Forefathers.
Mr. Roach himself.
Mr. Roach. Father Roach.
Honestly, like, none of these post-hardcore bands would have any riffs if they didn't write Last Resort first.
True.
That's every Silverstein riff is Last Resort.
It's all just the Last Resort riff,
Yeah,
but in a different order. I mean, Spiderland is all just Last Resort slowed down and played in a different
and
order.
Reverbed.
Yeah. The murder he's getting away with is this tier list. True.
I don't listen to anything with that many rhymes in the name.
Yeah. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
I think that's a Valheim boss.
Yeah, that must be. Yeah, when do we start the What If Emo Valheim server?
We should make a public server.
That's a good idea. We should probably make a Discord too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
A Discord server.
Post art hardcore albums tier list.
We're not prepared. What are the top post-hardcore albums? Shape of Punk to Come. Translating the Name. Worship and Tribute.
Wait, did somebody ask this?
Well, they said now do post-hardcore album tier
Oh.
list, and I'm just naming my favorites. For me, Failure On by Beloved. And Seven Ways to Scream Your Name from a mallcore perspective.
Yeah. Well, let me do something. I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the chat because we did get some interest. So, yeah, there was some interest. So I just went ahead and made a public Discord server if people are into that. So I dropped the link in the chat if that's going to populate. Yeah, there we go. Cool.
Discord server.
Yeah, and then we can all discuss Papa Roach.
Your favorite Papa Roach riffs. Played at halftime with reverb.
I don't know. Where does Papa Roach go on this list? Or do we just inexplicably leave them here?
I think they stay right where they belong
Right.
in the Papa tier.
Yeah, this
Can
is
you
the Papa
Photoshop
tier.
in Papa tier?
Yeah. Oh, I can save this list and then I can make another one with Papa tier added in.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's yeah, I think that works. Yeah, this is so now that we've kind of rounded out the list, this is the part of the chat where I think before we just said if you've got a band, drop it in the chat. And we will play it if you won't DMCA us. Otherwise, we did go ahead and drop a Discord link there if you want to join up and we can talk about other things. Mind you, I literally just made it on my phone like 5 minutes ago, so it has absolutely no details on it whatsoever. Yeah, we'll make a Papa tier. I'm gonna save this one though. This was a actually before I save it. This is also a good point. If anyone wants to argue on the behalf of any of these placements before we make any distinct changes, please drop your take, and we'll either argue back or adjust accordingly. This is the speak now or forever hold your peace part of the discussion. King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard built a guitar that was microtonally tuned and recorded an album with it. What?
That kind of shit pisses me off.
I feel like somebody actually showed me a video of that once, but I don't remember who it was.
That's some Sophia, North Carolina shit.
Sophia, North Carolina. Oh, damn. That's a deep reference. I respect that. I do. Yeah, I think we're at the point... Alexis on Fire should be higher.
Where do we have them?
They are here. I don't know how much higher they would go, though.
They're not above Beloved for me, but I could see where some people might feel that way.
Oh, yeah, it would make sense if it was one of the Austins, one of the many Austins.
Austin's
the
on
Austin
fire.
zone. Yeah, this is I don't know. Yeah, I'm Beloved should swap with Secret Lives. Good luck getting Adam to budge on that.
No. I don't know about that. Sorry.
I think Secret Lives is maybe higher for me, but I respect this kind of distance for them. Like, it doesn't offend me in any way. I will say that I'm maybe inclined to, and again, this is no disrespect to Beloved, I would be inclined to move Alexis on Fire up on the basis of influence.
I think influence and breadth of their discography.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
That would be my take here. All right. And actually, no, I'm going to leave them there. I was inclined to put them above number 12 for a genre standpoint, but I do really love number 12 too. Again, but the same argument can be made for Thrice too. Oh man, what about The Last Regard? Damn, we're getting Deep Cut City now. Yeah, when are we going to do a local North Carolina in the early 2000s band tier list?
Yeah. Prayer for Cleansing.
Ooh, Undying. Undying was NC, weren't they?
Who else was?
BT Bam, still been around forever.
Knives Exchanging Hands.
Knives Exchanging Hands. We'll go back to Farewell.
He is legend.
He is legend.
I mean, Hopesfall, Beloved.
Hopesfall, Beloved. Secret Lives. Alisana. A lot
Kiss
of
for
bands from
Jersey.
North Carolina. Yeah, Kiss for Jersey. They were fun.
What if Papa Roach was from Salzburg?
Whoa. That would... I feel like that would have a distinct influence on the sound.
Kill Whitney Dead.
Yo, Kill Whitney Dead. Oh my god.
Yikes.
The fast, sweet shorts. Yo, actually, if we ever do a metalcore tier list, From a Second Story Window is pretty high on that for me. Christcore tier list.
I to do a Christcore tier list.
We just had this discussion earlier today. We have to do that at some point.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it'll end up being squarely Christian metalcore tier list, but at least a metalcore of that era tier list would be so much fun.
Christcore.
Just Christian metalcore.
Everybody wants it. Everybody wants Christcore.
All right, I'm into it. I'll do that. We can.
I feel like that'll be a much more like relative to itself ranking because a lot of it's
it all
compared to this is going to be B or below.
It's going to be very interesting.
Oh no.
My hero is me. My hero is God, sir. Gabriella Cutthroat. Oh my god. Damn, we're getting the Deep Cut City now.
Amorosa's first release.
Yeah. A Graceful. We remember A Graceful?
Yeah, A Graceful, yeah. Oh god. For Today, dude.
For Today is low tier Christcore for me. They're like unseasoned potatoes.
They are very Irish.
Are they?
Is there like Irish metalcore? Like there's like Irish punk, you know?
Ireland core. They always draw the ire of their peers.
Yes.
I've never listened to Sky Came Falling. I'd play
Neither.
them in the chat, but I don't want to get DMCA'd. So you can post them in our Discord server.
Metalcore?
Cloud Kicker was sick.
Are they metalcore?
The Irish Front. Yeah, I was just talking about the Irish Front earlier. The Irish Front, they were a good fun time. They boomed, they snapped, and they clapped. They were like the Bop It of metalcore bands. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and do this, because I think we've pretty clearly finished out the list. So I am going to drop that Discord link in the chat one more time, and we can continue the conversation there. And yeah, and then we'll keep you up to date on when we actually do this Christcore tier list. in the meantime, if you have not made the decision to do so, you can go to our actual YouTube page and listen to some of our quote-unquote covers that we have posted there, and that's what brings us to you today. And otherwise, yeah, thanks everybody for joining.
Like and subscribe, ring that notification bell.
Exactly, do that. Yeah, Mauricio, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for chatting. We had a great time, and we will talk to you next time. To all of the homies, we love you deeply. We appreciate your presence, your commentary. Heavy, heavy, low, low is S tier in our hearts and in our minds. Don't let your dreams be dreams. Don't let your streams be streams.
If you want to talk to us after the show, or
we'll be back by the merch table.
Pray for healing.
Yeah.
You can come back to the merch table. We'll be happy to talk with you.
S tier stream, D tier dudes. All right, well, that's it. It's good to have our tagline. And to all a good night.
See you, Chris Lee.
Thanks everybody.
S for stream. That's it.
Bye-bye.